Hello there! How are we doing? Hello there, Django Boa. What's up? Hello there, Moon. Hello there, Tinks. Hello there. Yes, we're starting right away today. I have actually washed my desk mat. I think these are still available to buy as well. Can't remember now. The link's somewhere on the channel. The Master Mouldie desk mat has looked cleaner. I will admit there is. I can't see it. So there is. Let me fold it in half. This part is perfect. This is where a lot of the paint was, like the green paint, that sort of thing. How's the mic? Is it peaking again? How's the audio? Hello there. Yes, the desk mat has never looked cleaner on this half though. Look how shiny that is. The other half is still a little bit grubby. How's the audio sounding? It seemed all right earlier, but then I tried to turn it up in OBS is what I've done. Let me stop hearing myself talk. Now I can't hear myself talk. I don't know what I was saying. I tried turning it up in OBS earlier so that it was louder on stream. But the problem is now it's just a red bar where it's peaking in OBS. Audio seems fine. Thank you, Moon. All right, I'll take that. That seems to be good. All right. Desk mat, the other half. Yeah, there's this stain on the other side. And I think it's just where I spot scrubbed it. You can see there's like circles up here where you can see the spots I've scrubbed. Basically, what I need to do now is just whack this in the wash again because all the spot scrubs, I don't know. I can't see this in person. And that is, maybe it's just my eyes. I cannot see this patch here is the only patch I can't see in person. It looks like a bunch of grapes on a stem, on a very thick stem. So I don't know what that is. But the rest of it's cool. The only thing that didn't come out, there was something this side. Oh, that's what it was. There is a red dot in the D of Mouldie. Now that you've been here, this is what you get for coming to a stream early. You're not going to be able to unsee that. And then the black stripe, which is just pure paint. It's a lot weaker than it was, but it didn't come out fully. But at least we got the desk mat for today's stream. I'm also set up the second camera. I might as well talk a little bit about what we're doing today. So we've already built the Hutt Sentry Droid, the first one. It was pretty good. Oh, this camera's just disconnected. Oops, that's on me. Yep, shouldn't have pulled you past that. We're not going to be building the set today because we did that without instructions and that was fine. What we're going to be doing is taking the set. And originally, I was just going to build Argis? Argis? How do you say the droid's name? I was going to build Argis. Wait, no. No, Argis is the set. Bullethead. Bullethead is, I'll get the images up. It'll make sense in a minute. I was going to build Bullethead, but I decided to build both of them, which is what we're doing today. We're going to build both of them with the one set and try to make them a bit more figure scale, a bit more fig scale friendly, which puts them at a smaller size of mech. Really, they're still going to be very similar in detail, but we're going to turn one of them into two of them and see how that goes. Worst case scenario, we'll just build Bullethead. Hello there, Odran. Django and Boba are working on their modular Coruscant right now. Awesome. What a build that would be. All right. Let's see. That should be good. What I do need to do is lock the camera so it doesn't go into selfie mode. We don't want selfie mode today. Otherwise, you'll be staring up at the light, which isn't a bad sight, but it's not particularly all that either. So what I've done since we built Argis, Argis, I'm going to have to hear how that's pronounced. But what I've done since building the character is parted them out. And this is a lot of parts. I was just before the stream trying to, I should have the list. I should get up the list. I was parting out all the pieces we had in the set because the problem with building it without instructions is I'm not using the same pieces. They're not the same parts as they were when, if you were to build it from the set. I'm just choosing which other parts I can take note of. And I've got like most of them. There are still quite a few of the parts that I am missing, but we are going to have to go through and just get the missing ones and then packing them in this bag. So this is still very much my own parts. This hasn't cost me a single penny, but already we've got quite a few pieces and it's very grey, which is my worry with this. It's a very grey build underneath all that colour. And I've got all the coloured pieces. I've only got half the dark bluish grey elements. So the other parts we need are dark bluish greys. Sounds like Freddy Fazbear. Argies. I don't know how to say that name. Someone should make an alt of the Boba Fett mech into one of those Sentry droids because they have a similar color palette. Yes, and vice versa. I'd love to see one of these Sentry droids. How would they work as a mech? Because you'd need a minifigure with a bullet head. Or vice versa. You'd need a minifigure with the other head, which is probably the harder one to have. I did have a Cold War, and I left it back here. Look at this cup. Definitely can't get these anymore, though I'm pretty sure they've probably dropped in price because the people were trying to sell these cups for like 80 quid when they were coming out because it was so many years since the first one. To be fair, not Boba Fett. What was I saying? Burger King. Burger King did the first Star Wars merch. But when did that come out? Burger King's first Star Wars cup. So the first Burger King collab was 1990 with The Simpsons. I don't believe that. I thought it was the original trilogy for Star Wars, right? It wasn't the first one. Burger King released its first ever Star Wars collectibles in 1977. Google AI. Why are they bothering? Why does Google bother with AI? It's just rubbish. It's just shrubbish. Rubbish. Just straight shrubbish. How can you tell me that Burger King's first promotion was a tie-in with that Star Wars still? Wait, hold on. What did I do to the Simpsons one? wait a second. Oh, there you go. There's the Simpsons one. Yeah, 1990 with The Simpsons. And then my next search is when did the Star Wars ones come out? 1977. This isn't an AI. I'm sorry, this is like... I won't talk about it here. I'll probably do a video on it. This isn't AI. This is just what Google search result already is, but they're now saying AI overview. It's not. Because an AI would store 1990 and would store 1977 and at bare minimum be able to read and go, hold on 1 second, this came first. 1977 as a number, 1977. Smaller than 1990. I think we can all agree on that, AI or otherwise. But let me bring up RGs as we saw, because like I say, not many people realize they have names. I still don't think many people realize the Anzelans have names, or most of the other characters. Every character in Star Wars has a name, whether it's an official one or whether it's one that is given to it by fans. It has a name. Oh, I forget about all the ads on Wikipedia. I do not like this. Can I get rid of this? No. Why can't I interact with this tab? Now hold on a second. What's happened to Google? The internet, the computer's fine because I can still interact with non-Chrome tabs. But why can't I interact with the Chrome tabs? Is it because that's it? I slammed their AI, didn't I? That Google have banned me now from using. Cool, I'll use Firefox. I am not that fast. You think I save all my bookmarks? Oh, wait, hold on. I do need some of the documents, but at least I back them up. You think I use what? Chrome for the fun of it? No, I use it because it's already on the computer. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. Here we are with RGs. Argies. You know what I mean? Get out of here. Argies? Argies pronounced that way? Let me see what Google says then, shall we? Oh, spell that bit wrong. So Argies, according to Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, Wikipedia is a mythological cyclops in ancient Greece mythology. I don't know why I put ancient on there. Sorry, Greek. In Greek mythology, his name means bright in Greek and represents the brightness from lightning. Why is there a full stop after that? What? Bright or glowing from lightning? Oh, wait. Is this the... Oh, wait, this is Zeus's right-hand man, isn't it? Argus Zeus. I'm gonna find out how to say it, but first off, this is lightning. What did he do to Zeus's lightning? Did he eat it, or they as well, by the way? Arges, Brontes, and Steropes were freed to fashion lightning bolts for Zeus. I know my Greek mythology. So this guy, this bot over here, this AI, this clanker, we are anti-droid today. It's fitted. It's a Mando Monday stream. Why can't I interact? Okay, I can. I just can't open the image. Why not? What if I open it in a new tab? There we go. So this guy fashioned lightning bolts for Zeus, huh? Star Wars Percy Jackson tie-in? Never knew that. Well, there was no hard R on Clanker. I should have emphasized that. The son of Uranus, by the way, and gay, good guy. GAIA. How would the Greek mythologists pronounce that? The goddess, yes, but how? All right, first off, how is that pronounced? Gaia. Okay, goddess Gaia. I've heard of Gaia. I've never seen it spelt like that. Zeus. I think we know how to say Zeus. And the other, this one here, Arges. Or Arges. Wait, no, sorry. So Argesh is a Romanian name. With Grievous being Romanian. I mean, Grievous isn't Romanian in canon. Star Wars is not on Earth. But Gaia, hey, spot on. And in Greek, this is pronounced Arges. Arges. And there's an emphasis on the AR. Well, it is an A. It is an A. The G sounds like the soft G in giant. Arges, giant, giant. As opposed to Giant. Giant, It's a J sound. Wait, I've never thought of that in giant. Why isn't giant spelled with a J and gel? And then the S sound is like a sh in shoe. How can the AI overview have AI overview and then and say that it's Argesh in Romanian, Arges in Greek, and then go on to mix the Romanian and Greek pronunciations in the next chapter? I think I've bugged out. I think there's something I've actually done to my Google that has messed with the AI. I think it's a me problem as opposed to actually Google, because there must be something I am feeding this that, you know what? There's so much I've customized on here. I bet there is something that is, because the AI is just fetching. Most of these have been searched before. I'm sure someone searched the pronunciation of a Greek cyclops that forged Zeus's bolts. So this is just the answer they got, and it's feeding me the same thing. As soon as someone searches something for the first time, Google remembers that and just gives the same thing to everyone in a different order, sure, based on what it thinks you'd like. For instance, I have now got the pronunciations of all of these, but yeah, this is... I forgot how to say it. Oh, I've just closed down. Arges. Arges. Right? Okay, it's not letting me open the closed tab. Arges. So this is Arges. And we also have Bullethead, which is the other droid we will be building today. It got me. It got me good there. I can't even complain. Here we go. This is Bullethead. This is going to be the harder one to create, I think. I was meant to be pieing these out. Bullethead, I don't know if that has any significance. It sounds like a mean nickname that a bunch of, you know, kids would give each other. Bullet head. That's the new, I don't know, there's a few ways of saying that. There's a movie called it. I don't think it's any relation to that movie. What about, like, mythology? Is there anything mythology? I've spelled that right, haven't I? Yeah. I guess not. Bullet head may mean bull-headed creatures. Well, this is a bullet head. I don't think this guy looks like a bull. I guess bullet head is on a literal path. It literally is a robot with a bullet for the head. Honestly, happy Lego didn't make a second droid because it'd probably be a $120 set with Lego prices, and it would come with one of the molded twins. You'd have to get 2 of the sets to get 2 twins. I'm sorry, Lego. That is 100% what you do for a set. It probably come missing a few pieces as well, but I don't know. It would look good. I do have to say that. With all the problems with Lego sets, they do look good. RG's does look good. But the problem is, for how big they are, I think we could have got a twin pack of them. There's 2 droids in the movie. We don't really see much of Bullet Head in the trailer, which is why I haven't done this sooner. Mando is now out on digital, so we've got a few better images for the Wikipedia. Although this looks like the only shot we got in the trailer, I have to say. This one, probably trailer in front of the door, and this looks like the one where Mando rolls in front of the pair of them, but it's just a lot darker than this. The exposure has been whacked right up, and now we should have a ton of better looks. If I search for their names, I don't know, probably nothing showing up, would there? If I search RGs from The Mandalorian, he's the The Mandalorian and Grogster. What do we got? See, oh wow, look at that. Wait, I didn't realize this one. Wait, I had a little look because I got this for the thumbnail, didn't I? Or did I get the other one for the thumbnail? Pretty sure I got the right. Wait, one sec. Let me have a look at I'm not going to keep that one up for too long. You're going to have to check that out. Open it in a new tab. So this is a different angle on them, and that looks like Grogu climbing. That isn't Grogu, right? There's a few good images, but really only for this. Stepping into the world of Mando. Where is this? Where could I have gone? Probably not. It's America in it. But that's handy, having those images. There's a little description as well. During or after 11 ABY. Mando was what? Wasn't Mando like 5 years after, and then by the time of like Ahsoka we're 8 years. So 11? Mandalorian. The Mandalorian takes place 9 ABY. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to take that. Google got that from a bit of everything on YouTube. What did my timeline say? Because that was what they first announced. Because Starfighter is taking place after Rise, isn't it? I remember hearing that Starfighter's happening after Rise. I guess we didn't need to hear the pronunciation if they're gonna say it out. That's handy though. And they spell it how it sounds. Is my timeline. So The Mandalorian takes place 9 years after, which is the same year as Mandalorian Season 1, Mandalorian Season 2. Season 3 is on rocky terrain. I think Season 3 might be the year after, but we got nothing to confirm that because Book of Boba, Ahsoka, and Skeleton Crew are all later on that year. So why 12? Why 3 years after? And again, we're just taking that from from a post, from a single post. So 25 years before the sequel trilogy. Wow, that is a big old gap. I forget how big that gap is. Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka take place in the exact same place. However, they lead up to about 11 ABY. So a lot of time happens, especially in Ahsoka, and they all start 9 ABY, including Skeleton Crew, but they push towards that 11 ABY, which is why we've now got Mando and Grogu. That is, so according to an interverse, according to an interview on the Wrap, an interverse? Oh, I've lost it. According to an interview on the Wrap, never read an article on there, so, you know, pinch of salt, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie takes place between 12 ABY and 13 ABY, hence the during or after 11 ABY, because that's when we had Ahsoka build up to. Though, to be fair, I feel like they could have just said, after Mando Season 3, which I'm not sure Mando is 11 ABY. That feels like there was a jump. There was something we missed. Mando was just chilling for, say, a year. Maybe. Maybe not. Hello there, George. Welcome. Buy two, get none free. You'd be happy if there was at least one twin. Oh, yes. With a build of the throne, Embo Mando, one of the smaller droids, and the big Sentry droid. Then you can justify, but Lego sets are pretty pricey this year compared to last, but we got it so good last year. And I was saying every month Lego sets would come out, half the time they were on sale. I was like, this is too good to be true. This ain't lasting. And I'm afraid it didn't last. We don't have that this year. We only have Pokemon on sale day one. Which, by the way, tomorrow there'll be a video on the September 1st releases and a little store visit as well. Stay tuned for that. And I know September 1st, the September 1st video will be coming out. The turnaround will be nuts. But and hopefully that'll be out regular time as well. But the Pokemon sets already within the first month, it's not September yet, all 3 display sets on sale. Nuts. I still can't believe that. I will never get over the fact that Pokemon sold so well the first time round. It doesn't sound like it's true. It sounds too good to be true, but it is true. Sold so well the first time round that they're all on sale now, and but that's good for Pokemon fans. Not too fussed on the Pokemon set, but you know what I could do? I could start building these, and if I think I need any of the parts that I don't have, I can have a little scroll through. Because a lot of the grey, I don't think we're going to need. I don't think we need any of this, so I'm going to put this to the side for now and show off one more thing before we start building. I do have a few recolored elements. There were a few elements that I don't have, and I know I didn't have in the specific colors from the set. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Perfect. I bet it's the cable. I need to get a new cable for this because it's not charging properly either. Yeah, that. Straight back on. Perfect. Oh, nudged it. So there are a few pieces that I don't have and I know I don't have. And I was going to pick up the set and then I thought about it. And it's a 45 quid set, isn't it? 40... Or is it 35? Hutt Droid. Pretty sure it's 45-ish quid. 1 second. Oh, you cheeky. You cheeky you. Oh, you got me good there. I thought that was going to be the offer of the century. And genuinely, the offer of the century, because when I search Mando Hutt Droid Lego, look at that first one. Look at that price. Everyone's rushing to Argos now. We're going to crash the site. Lego Star Wars Hutt Palace Sentry Droid, £5. £5? Is it just you, or does anyone else like Pokemon Smart Play? It's better than Star Wars. I think they should have dropped it first. Could you imagine Pokemon leading Smart Play? I'm with you there. What is it with dads, just like in The Mandalorian? Oh, Grogu's connection. I think a lot of dads like Mando because of the connection with Grogu. Although, there are some family members that are dads that didn't like The Mandalorian. So, maybe it's not for everyone. Maybe not everyone. But it's the relating to Mando, I think. Which is odd because, you know, at the start, Mando was ready to kill Grogu / bring him in alive. And then it just really turns on its head episode 1. So, quite funny there. Yeah, maybe it's the relating with that part too. I don't know. You're going to have to ask a dad. Saw that on Google today, was looking for the Lego Classic Dinosaur set. Yeah, when you click through, I'm afraid it isn't as sweet as it seems. It is £45, even with code what does code Lego get you? What does code Lego get you? Code Lego for 2 for 20. Use code Lego. What does code Lego get you? I want to know now. What does code Lego get you? Does it work even if you're not signed in? Because I'm not signed in. I'd recommended extras. Extras. £180 for an extra. I would not call that an extra. I wouldn't. It's another set, but it's sure as hell ain't an extra. Lego, right? Code Lego. What does that do? Oh, you know what? I think Argos is actually... Oh, wait, no, you have to say deliver or collect. What does code Lego do? Has anyone ordered from Argos? Anyone know what code Lego does? Sometimes you can Google it and it'll tell you. Currently, the code Lego at Argos official website checkout gets you £10 off 50, 20 off 10, 40 off 200. They've copied Smiths. They've copied Smiths. That's what Smiths do. Promotion is currently running until September 8th. You know what? Google AI. Sometimes you're all right. Sometimes. Let's not push it here. We've had a few problems with it already, but and that was off voucher code. So again, pinch of salt, but that sounds good. Sounds about right. And we got another set that's £45 down to £5 in the night bus. Snoopies. So how £40? That's with this. Spend 200. That's why it recommended the £180 set. That's false advertising, surely. Because there's no way you could get this set for £5. Full stop. There is no way. That is false advertising. I'm sorry, but I will not be purchasing anything through Argos for quite some time. I'm going on Argos strike. Come on. We don't need Argos. We can always pick them up in Sainsbury's. Oh, Argos were no help. As someone who's worked in Sainsbury's, Argos just dump you with the toys and expect you to do everything, which we didn't. And that sucked for the tea staff at Argos. Going all the way to our store. We didn't even have an Argos in our store. They had to travel to stock up the shelves. They really need to sort that out. Let's get into the set. So we've got some recolored pieces here. We've got 2 of these shields, which there was a red one, wasn't there? Or did I make that up? No, there's no red one. There was a green and I could have sworn one of them was red. Wait, let's get our image up. This is what we need. We need the image so that... Oh yeah, it's still on the Star Destroyer, isn't it? This one. You can't even see the colors. I think the left side over here is green. Maybe it's the yellow because of this. And then it's up on the other side. I don't know. We'll get the Lego images up as well so we can see it. But I have painted 2 of these shields, one of them yellow. And that's a bright yellow. So I'm surprised it's not showing up as bright on screen, and then a dark green. We've also got yellow to greens for the slopes. I had some of these slopes and I can't remember where I've got them from. They're the flatter 2 pleat tall 1x3 slopes. And I've colored those dark green as well. If I need a bit more on the side, I'm going to run that back. after we've used them. We've got 3 of these slopes, which are the smaller ones, with a little bit of dark green on them. Oh, wait, this guy's got a little bit of yellow, so we'll cover that side up. But we got 4 smaller dark green slopes, second coat pending on that. 2 of them in dark red, and these are on pink bases, if you're curious. And then a red bracket, which I didn't have a lot of red pieces. There are literally in bright red, there's this piece and there's 2 axles. So I painted the top of that red, and then this white slope piece I painted in a dark bluish grey color. I actually was really impressed with that color match. It looks so close to dark bluish grey, and you've still got the Lego logos on it, so it shouldn't subtract from the actual build. And that is everything that I painted. Here are the rest of the pieces. There we go. That is most of the Hutt Palace Sentry droid from Lego. Wow, that was like an hour's work before stream. And looking at it on the desk, it doesn't look like a lot, does it? It's something, but it's not as much as it felt like pouring into this. There are still a few elements that we swapped around. I found a new and improved way of recreating the ball joint, which is so accurate. I will never use a ball joint again. We've got, look at that, a double, and it doesn't look like it's centered. It might be just off. Now I'm looking at it on the, no, it is centered, because look at the tips of the balls. So it doesn't come all the way up, and the same with the right hand side. I think it's off by, no, I don't think it is off, because the ball might just be, I think it's thinner. I don't think it's any further out. So I've recreated those, just a blue Technic pin, if I can pull that out, with one of those upscaled minifigure leg joints on the side, a bush to push it out, and that goes into a Technic brick. And the hardest one is to do the actual connection to it. I couldn't build these out, so I've got 2 of these to replace 2 of the 2x bricks with the ball joint, and then the other 2 I've left, which I don't know if we're going to need them for the legs. We have a few smaller ball joints. The hardest part is getting all of these onto 2 mechs. Oh, I didn't grab the legs. Wait, they're down here. We need 4 of these. I don't know why I've got 5. Did we use 5? No, we didn't use 5 on the original. I might have picked one up. There we are. So we got 4 of these. Let's mark that off. Oh yeah, I hadn't got them yet. And there's some other bigger plates that I just don't think we'll need. Like a 4x6 is massive. I think we can use these for the legs, because the legs have to be stronger, but then the arms can be hopefully bar and clips. Or we just use these as the arms. Use some Battle Droid arms. That's a good point, because they're not going to work as hands anymore. They're going to be massive hands. I don't think we can get these. No, we can. If we work this into the arm. So what the big Lego droid does is, this is the hand. This is the palm of the hand. These are the fingers. But what we can do, say this is the arm, is work it into the arm so that this is the palm and these are the fingers off of the palm. We could even have it round. No, we can't. Okay, pushing my luck. We could try having it round like that. Having some clip fingers as well. But I'm not going to start by doing that just yet. Like I say, we've got most of the parts here. I've got the parts list up with the pieces that we do and don't have, in case I need to call on any of the other parts. And some of them are even still in here. This blaster that was on the legs of one of the droids, we can cross that one off. So maybe I will be grabbing a few more of these as we go through. But like I said, we can grab these whenever. I think these are the parts we're going to need most. And I want to set a timer to do this as well. I think it would be really interesting if I have a 1 hour timer on screen. Don't play yet. Whoa, I'm not ready to start building. So we've got 1 hour for the first droid, 1 hour for the second droid. Obviously, the easier droid to do will be the one that Lego has already made. So it makes sense to do that one last, because that's not what we need the parts for. There are already parts for RGs. Already the parts for RGs, it's bullet head that's going to be the hardest to make. So let me get up bullet head's image. Hopefully you'll be able to see the droid as we build. And shall we get straight to it? Where's best for the timer? Probably down here. Probably down there. And I could neaten up the web page a little bit more. Couldn't I? I could. I might. There we go. There is the timer on screen. What I can do is make it fit. Perfect. Who said we needed to crop any of it? That is beautifully done. And I think we're ready. We gotta go. We gotta go. The classic dinosaur set is really good, by the way. 3, 2, 1. All right, bullet head. The biggest thing is going to be the bullet head. That, like, I don't know what else to say to that. We need some snot bricks, and I don't think I got the snot bricks out. So I'm not going to pause the stopwatch to collect these parts, but I do want to know how many snot bricks we've got. We've got 4 clips. I don't think the clips are going to help at this scale. They're the clip bricks as well, so we can't even break those down. We're not going to be sawing parts in half. Maybe I do already have the snot bricks. You know, I've got these which can have a stud in them, and bullet head does have 2 eyes. Oh, you have 2 eyes. Well, that's going to be awkward to recreate. Unless we build it using the round parts instead. So like the brick that we've got, and there's a dark red dome. Do we have a color for bullet head? Where did those images go that I had of bullet head Mando Grogu? Bullet lever Mando Grogu. What? Bullet head. I hate the autocorrect. When I type something, I want it to be beautiful. Oh, you are beautiful. It does have a red dome on top of the head, but the bottom of the head sticks out a little bit more. And we don't have any 3x3 circles with a 2x2 stud. So we're going to have to make do with this and have the eyes pop just a little bit. And maybe we can recess this into the skull. There are some 1x2 rounded plates. Don't worry, I'm not going to be able to keep up talking this fast for an hour, but I probably could do a little bit longer. And breathe. So this is the head of bullet head, which goes to show how big the rest of it's going to be. I do want to submerge this, but also bullet head has some shoulder pieces, has some armor, which is dark red. We've got these slopes and an ingot. This would work over one side. It also seems a bit too big. Thanks for hanging. Maybe we half this so that we've still got some to use on the other one. And we just have these slopes. Honestly. Oh, wait, no, it's got to be that way around. But I like the idea of having it at an angle. So this, I forgot about the arms. This droid has 4 arms. And the other one has 3. So how many ball joints do we have? I can hunt through as I look, see if I can find all of them. We could double up the arms. We do have quite a few plates, especially 1x2 plates. We've got quite a few plates in this set. So we've got the middle arm from the original Lego droid, and we've got 5 of the others. Now we could have a posable head. I'm not opposed to that. I don't think, oh, I was going to say I don't think we've got any ball joints on a stick. Hold on. Yeah, we do. So bullet head's head will be on a stick. And then that's how we, maybe that's how we angle it. That's how we have this a little forward and have it, oh, you'd have to be on the side still. Okay. Okay, we can see that. Perhaps, so we need to have that brick so that this bar can stick all the way through. And how many of the 6s do we have? Because we have 3 in dark bluish grey. Now, I didn't use a single dark bluish grey 2x6 on the original build. So I don't even think I used a 2. I thought I did use a 2x6. Oh, a light bluish grey and a dark red one, by the looks. They're the ones that are on the desk. Where did I put my brick separator? Where did that... Where? Whoa. Did that go in the tray? Yes. There we go. So this is going to be what I'm going to use for the body. It's also what I use for the body of actual Lego mechs, because you can brick build them out. Brick build nearly every Lego element. So 3 of these, no more, no less, just the 3. And let's make sure we cross those off so we don't bring in 3 for the other droid. We're going to need 1 now, 1 later, and that's 1 to play around with. Where did bullet head go? And then we want the sides to be just that, on their side. We do have this really nice big bracket that I don't think we're going to use. The 2x6 with the 2 studs. I don't think that's going to be I don't think that's going to play an important part whatsoever. How many of the other brackets do we have? Because if we can find something that gets a side going, maybe even a snot brick, we can work a bracket into that, and that's where the arms can go, falling down over the front. Although, now that I've done this, I don't know if that would look any more impressive. The shoulder joint, those in-person images are actually really, really helpful. They are so cool. Oh, that one's so clear. That's a good image. We do get a few different people left. Oh, this is probably from when all the creators went in to see the Mando stuff, isn't it? So this doesn't drop down that much. But it also doesn't not drop down much. It just sort of floats there. Right, how big's the head? This drops down as much as that top dome, which is that much. So, what if I whacked a bracket on the back end there? Or we were able to flip it behind. That would still work. So for now, especially if it's like that, and we do have a chi slope. The chi slope wouldn't land. Whereas this could even fit a 1x2 underneath. And this should really build up around the head. Perhaps we do need that 4x6. I'd be impressed if I can work a 4x6 into this. 4x6. We only have 1, but we only need 1. To be honest, we only need the 1 to go over the shoulder, and then I think having it that way though, it builds it up half a plate taller and gets it around the neck. Oh, we've smashed the bullet head. It's everything else that is just so hard. Or what we could do for... Oh, if we use 2 2x6s side by side, then we're just going to go for our 2x6s, and we might not need this for the other droid. All right, so this is too big. We don't have the 4x4. Let me cross this off the list. 4x6 acquired. We do not have any sort of 4x's, but we do have shorter pieces, and there is one element that does stick out. It's a 4x4 wedge, and that would get a nice triangular base at the bottom. Ooh, I don't know, because there is the... So Argis, Argis does have the cloth piece. Both of them have a cloth piece over the crotch, and there's only one crotch in this set. And that's the piece that we painted dark bluish grey, so it got lost in the set. That's this piece. But that is just too big. That's too big for the other guy, because we need to have the head built in. And for this guy, I suppose height-wise, what are we thinking? We want the legs to be this. No, the legs to be this. And we do want feet. The feet seem to be on joints that only allow them to... Like, there's a little wiggle in them, but it's mostly just bent forward and back. So ball joints in the feet seems like a bad idea. It does seem like a bad idea. We could We could completely forego it and have our own little kneecaps. But what other elements have we got for the knees? It makes sense to use these for the knees. We could use ball joints here. We only have really 2 ball joints per droid. So if we use these for 1 joint, and we've already said about the hands being these elements. How many of these? We have 2 in this color and 2 in light bluish gray. These light bluish gray ones were used, I want to say they were used on either the arm or the leg. They're a little bit of detail, maybe even the foot. Wait, did one foot just have 2 of these? The original droid has quite reddish hands, so the tan works well, whereas the other droid has 4 arms. Oh, I keep forgetting about the 4 arms. What sort of clip pieces do we... Wait, are they smaller arms? Are they smaller arms than the other guy? Yes, they are smaller arms. And they do still have the same number of fingers, do they? 3 fingers and a thumb? We could use these little clips. And we've got a few more ball joints for these. Right, there's another ball joint. Where did the other joints go? Here. 1, 2, 3, and how long? We're 10 minutes down, and this is our droid so far. All right, the torsos I don't think are 6 tall. We could try a 4. I'm going to use a black one for this one first, and then we'd have a belt going across. What sort of belt material do we have? We got, that would make a decent belt. Maybe just a tile. Maybe a tile would make a decent belt. And then we've got a grey stripe in the middle, almost a jumper. Oh, there is a gap between these. I don't know how we'd work that out with the elements we've got. And then we've got like 1 reddy armor bit, 1 yellowy armor bit. What small yellow pieces do we have? Is that too wide? No, it should be 4 wide. What we could do to connect them then is 2 of these 2x3s. Then we build it out. Then what we can do is have, oh, we need an arm. We need an arm joint, we need leg joints. These big ball joints are going to be so hard to hide in this build. I just don't see them working. I don't see them not working, mind you. I also don't see them, if, and they kind of work here. That's annoying. They kind of work here really, really well. If we can fill up this back section, which we do have jumpers, or at least 1 jumper. Somewhere we've got one. Or a stud that can fit through. I thought we had a jumper. Hold on, we might not have a jumper for this. Well, I might have used a jumper where a jumper doesn't exist, because we have these hollow round pieces. There is a jumper down to my left, so there may not have been. Yeah, there was a regular jumper, but not a. There's a green jumper. There is a jumper, but there's only 1, so that still doesn't help us. There's only 1 of them. Hold on. How many of these are there? I've seen a 3rd one. There are 3. All right, you can be the extra hand as well. I think you've got smaller fingers, so that makes a lot of sense. We also kind of want to build a staff for this guy. So I'll keep that in mind as I'm hunting through the pieces. I'm going to use, we could use the round plates as arms, but again, this guy's got 4 arms. Those 4 arms. One starts green. So that's this. How many clip and bars? I thought we had so many different clip bar elements, and we just don't. Oh, this will work. I've got a second one of these 1x1s with a bar, then we can get some clips on it and build out of that. Probably even 2 arms out of it, because that will give us some posability around. But we want that. Oh, we don't want that to be up where the arch is. because what the arch is going to do is lock that into place and stop it wiggling. So that just solidifies my wanting of an arch to go on top. So I'm going to use one of these grey pieces, 2. That should line up with their head almost perfectly. And then we can drop those down. Oh wait, the brackets are still good. Oh, jumpers. I saw the jumpers. There's no hiding from me now. The jumpers are going to give the arms a bit of posability. We need to have a stud in the middle. Or maybe just a tile. Maybe just a 1x1 tile on top. And that will move with all of the other pieces that we've got. And then I said about a greenier slope on the other side. I don't know if we have a green 1x2. We do. Oh, that's the yellowed one there. Probably isn't best to be on the outside of this thing. And we'll get another slope on the other side. No inverted slopes that I've seen. So no way to secure these outside of using more plates, which is going to be a very expensive task. I think this head also can go down another 1 and have the eyes just peering out over. So we're going to need something to secure that bracket. And then we can still use these. Oh, you know what can secure that bracket? I know what can secure it on top. That jumper. Just like so. Although I wish you were back 1. So maybe a top down or a single bracket. Maybe a single bracket with a flip side underneath. Oh, we got both of these in grey. That's very expensive for the first build, of which we are a quarter of the way through. But for some reason, I work really well under pressure. So maybe the build's just going to get better from here on out. All right, we have... Where'd the other arm go? I don't think I even found it yet. There's the other arm with the other clip that I used as the hand. I don't even think that's the same one. And then another ball joint. Pretty sure we're going to need that eventually. Now the shoulders, are they going to have enough space to clip down? I hope so. You know what? I think they just might. We could even get a dark red cheese slope in there. And, oh wait, would you be perfect height to attach yourself to the bracket? I guess you'd be perfect height, but you're not the right size for it. We need a cheese slope that has a stud instead of a hollow bit, because that stud connection could go in here and that would still work. Right now it doesn't, because it's not a stud. It's hollow. Maybe we use an ingot and then we can build over that and we just have it floating down here. And then what would that need? That would need some corner plates, which we might only have the 1 unless we've got a ton of wedges. Because the thing with this droid that isn't true about the other droid, the thing with Bullet Head is, unlike Argis, their torso is very Dorito shaped. So whacking all of this together, we do want to slide on down for the slope. Hey, and that would get the middle section in. So yeah, that does work. We've got some armor underneath. It looks very metallic, very silvery with a little green over the top. So I'm thinking of making it just as plain as can be. All right, that ingot will be annoying as the arms move in though, won't it? So we need to have something that brings this back. And the eyes should be 1 plate taller. So maybe we bring this down. Hold on. What if the arms didn't go up and down, but went forward and back? What if the arms were on this joint? Oh, yes. Arms on the joint. Let's go. And then we have something up there. We'd still want it to move around this arm, but we've already got the up. Okay. There's an issue with that. We'll need a bit more security to our new battle droid. But it can go up and down. Very stiff connection in this one. And then what if we go crazy then? What if we need that security? What if we build the whole thing on a one stud wide piece? What if we build it all one stud wide? I cannot get this ball joint out. It's not working. Such a awkward piece to pop out. Oh. What if we put this on that 1x2 that was meant to be for the extra arm, but might be a bit too big, and build this all on a 1x, therefore, when we connect this down to the side, it's got no choice but to sit where it is, because otherwise it will just pop off. And then what we can do is build this out over the top, or we could even build it out over the arm and have this as some sort of armor piece. Ooh, I like that. All right. The armor piece does stick out like so. So we would need some sort of piece to connect the arms from here. Now I'm looking at the elements. We could use these as the arms. The brackets with the little clips, or any 1x plates that we've got. Here's some light bluish grey. We need 4 of something though. That's the hard part. 4 of something for the arms, or at least 2 corner somethings to fill out. All right, this arm will wave, but it doesn't wave when there's a bracket on top, and that is too low. So I definitely agree with building the armor out of the arm. That is the way to go. It has to be a way that looks like it stems. Oh, hold on. What if this moves? What if the bracket moves with the arm anyway? Because I just assumed that this would be held still. But that's a rounded off piece. So if we steal a little technique from the U-wing polybag. Hello there, Carlton. I'm good, thanks. How are you? I steal a technique from the U-wing polybag and leave this stud empty in the middle. And let me get some 3x's that are definitely in this set. We've got at least one 3x. I remember it. There's at least one somewhere here. Did I even get it? Hold on. I might have not even picked it up. There's definitely one in this build though that I remember. 1x3, 1x3. Do I see the 1x3? There's the 1x2s. There's 2 corners. Oh, we could have used those. We could use those for the arms. 2 corners in dark bluish grey. Let's. Oh, you are separate. You are 1x2s and 1x1s. Anyone just join in? I have 37 minutes left to build the first of 2 droids from this Lego set that I didn't buy, so I'm parting those out from pieces in my own collection as we go through, which is making it a little funner. Wonder what pieces we won't use. So there's the arm, and that sticks out from the end of, like, this is the shoulder armor that is very flamboyant, very, like, sticks out. Doesn't really look like armor. It does hover above the arm. It's like above the arm. If I had to give it a name. This set is peak. Was thinking of getting it, but it's just not. Yeah, I'd wait for a sale. I mean, Argos advertise it for £5, but it's still very much 45 quid at most stores. It is a newer Mando set though. It didn't come out April. It came out. When did it come out? Not April. I can't remember now. Recently. Very recently. I don't know if having these pieces, because this is like the different elements we see on the legs of the droid, having those on the outside will be better than the inside, or if there's any correlation to which is best. But I will say there is a round bit on the outside, then a gap, then another round bit on the inside. So if we have some of these, nope, not that one. If we have some of these and we can stud down, our jumper would look. It looks so good. These on the inside. Actually, The right leg is grey, the left leg is tan. So this is the right leg. There we go. We'll add something here. I think a jumper would work well on these. Again, try not to use all our elements here. But we do have a bar running down the thigh. So something like that would work. Then we have our dish. And then on the other leg, we have, and what we're using here, so this isn't available in the set, but what we're using here to represent it is one of the 1x2 elements, and there are 5 1x2 bricks. Did this set come out before or after the movie? It came out after the movie. So it came out October. Oh, wait, I found my book. I found my book and I've put it somewhere. Oh no, I had it. I have a book with all of my thoughts on the new sets, up to the Imperial Star Destroyer. I had it and I can't remember where I put it. Always the case. But I think it was October. Or it might, no. Oh, not October. What is the month? Start of the month. August. Thank you. I think it was August. That's the one. We got there in the end. Yeah, this was in an October 2027 set. Oh, it's such a good set, but I'm waiting for a sale so I can get the Embo figure. Because having already built the set, maybe we can build something else with the droid. Maybe build an actual Grogu mech. Which is what it is. Definitely a Grogu mech. Where's the other jumper? Oh. Wait a second. I'm seeing an issue with my plans here. Already reusing elements. Alright, and another frying pan stud. We should be good for that. There can't just be one. There's a dark one. Is there? There can't just be one frying pan in a light bluish grey. There is 2. And I have both of them. Here we go. So that's some of the details. What we could do, light or dark. We also want more tan on the right leg. So I don't know if that's going to change the color. We don't have a tan jumper. We don't have a tan stud, I don't think. Oh, I was going to say October 2025. Yeah, so long ago, they just dropped the Embo bombshell. Do I like Harry Potter and Harry Potter Lego too? Oh, yes. I was a bigger fan of the older Lego Harry Potter, but that's not to say I don't like the new ones. I just was getting more of that because there was less Star Wars, Marvel, and less Lego in general available. Oh, I don't know if you can hear you might be able to hear the creaking a bit more when I talking. But these are some creaky bricks. Oh, this is like a bicycle that you should probably oil up a little bit. Crazy creaky. And this is the bottom of the droid. So this is where the slopes are going to be. We do have some angled elements, don't we? We've got some, I think we've got a tan one and we've got a grey one. Do they match up? That would be amazing if they did. Even before there were so many scenes. Yeah, there are so many sets. And I'm not complaining. My only complaint is that I can't get them all. It'd be amazing if I could. But then I'd be complaining I don't have the room for always something. All right, I don't have... There was a grey one, wasn't there? But what angle was it? And do I have any of the grey angles? It was a... Oh, it was the same angle. So it wouldn't have helped much anyway. I think we go with another tan element. So we want to connect this to the rest of the droid, which is on a 1x. Now, I didn't think much of that either. We do have the clip brick, which if we don't have any clip plates, the clip brick might be the way to go. Or we could do something absolutely crazy, which I do love a little crazy Lego build. And if we grab one of these 1x2s with the clip finger on it, and then attach a frying pan stud. That would give us some detail for the back of the droid. And we'd even be able to half set, this might make it a bit too tall. Yeah, this would make it too tall because the body should be shorter than the legs. And right now the body's about the same height as the legs. So we need to restrict this down 1. But isn't that just adding a stud or a 1x1 to the back of the neck? No, 1x3. Hold on. This brings us back to where we were a second ago. The 1x3 for the arms. That's what we were looking for. And we got so heavily distracted. And then, yeah, we just need to have a space at the middle. Where did my other arm go? We stole the jumper off it a second ago. There we are. And then another bracket for the other shoulder joint, which the shoulder doesn't actually seem to be, to be fair. Yeah, the shoulder with the 1x3 doesn't seem to be playing nice because the 1x3 would have to be a rounded 1x3. I didn't think of that. Needing a rounded element. We don't have any round 1x3s in this set. The 1x3 should have been rounded. No. We could pop the arm out further or slot this in between. Have a stud running or bulk out the arm. Bulk out the arm by 1 stud and see what that does to the rest of the build, because then we'd be able to support this just down a little bit. So that would go on the base. Do we have an inverted slope or did they invert regular slopes? On the side of the torso, just got the Malfoy Manor, which is seen from Deadly Hallows, and it's so good. That set, I've seen it in a Lego store. It does look really good. We had 2 of these corner plates as well. Haven't placed it. The only thing with Malfoy Manor as a playset, 100% that's a display set. That looks so good because the corners of the manor are built with 1x1 bricks, and I did that for my Lego City, and that's why I have the gripe with the set of the so many 1x1s, just because I've done that with the city. I've literally been there, done that, and made such a mess with it. I made such a mess with that city. Oh, the amount of times it would fall apart is, obviously it hasn't gone past the test that Lego have done, but still 1x1s. I will never go back to stacking those. No matter how big the UCS set is. It's coming Wednesday, can't wait. Oh, got it retiring, got it on discount for only 120 euros. Not bad, not bad. City is good. Yes. I love like the airport, those city sets. Some of the they do basic builds, but they're not doing basic sets. The sets are so good. I don't have a 3x3. I need a 3x3 now. All right, 2x3 would work. Let me think on the middle here, because if I include, yes, I need a stud to get it up past this. So I'm going to slope up to the neck, which it doesn't even slope. It has a missing piece. So I think we ignore that very top piece and we could get a connection between the front of the torso. I love the back and how that's going to start to look. We just need to add some more plates at the bottom. For the bottom, I think, oh, hold on. No, you wouldn't work. We do need something to go over the back. Maybe with the arms. The arms are in the perfect way at the minute. We got 2 arms up top, which are bigger arms, and 2 arms down bottom, which are smaller. So I'm going to rotate this so that 1 arm's coming out the top, 1 arm's coming out the bottom. I might whack this up because I want something up the back. Where did those big brackets go? But like, we don't want it covering the arm, do we? Does the arm go any higher? No, I wouldn't say so. Maybe we do want the big brackets. They were the original take, and the big brackets would then come down. Oh, would we fit the big brackets? If we like raise this up a little, we so would. I like how the paint's already wearing off this pink one. Something like that. And then we'd get the top half on. All right, we're building something for the droid here. We've got, I do think jumpers is the way to go for some of this, but we don't have a 2x3 jumper. We only have the ones. So I'm going to have to think smart about where we're putting these jumpers. And one in the middle could get a 2x. Thanks for hanging. They're well priced. I wish there were some more Harry Potter sets. It feels a little empty in what we've been getting recently, but yeah, they are. They're not overpriced. They're like, it's getting more expensive year in, year out, but I think we can handle that. It's when they're way more expensive that we're like, hold on a second, what's going on here? Why is it this much more? That doesn't make sense. Do we want to add something to the back here? Something with a bracket as well. Oh, I forgot about you. You could be a fun little piece. Here's the slope that I was thinking for the bum. All right, we definitely need to add another plate to the back. And then that plate could have some slopes coming off it. Maybe a 2x3. Oh, we need a 2x3 that doesn't have a stud there, which I'm pretty sure doesn't exist. I don't think it does. And then if that 2x3 doesn't work, and we've just used our 1x3 in the middle, which we could change to a rounded piece, we could whack the arms straight on and have the arms come further forward. And then that top arm, it comes down, one arm comes out there, one arm comes down here. So what if we just have the arms coming out where they are? So one arm's coming out this corner here. Yeah, what can we use for the arm coming out of the corner? The bracket is a really nice element to use. Do we have more of these? Yeah. And then on the bottom, we've got some bars. Do we have any bars with clips? Because we've got a load of ball joints. We don't have a load of holders. We've used the long one for this. And we've got another holder for this piece. Are there any other ball joint holders? No, I don't think there are. And I don't want to use these hands, but we might have to do something for it, because at the minute this droid is looking a bit lacking. It's missing that special ingredient. Let's go with those jumpers. I still haven't placed that jumper in the middle. I feel like how it's holding up. Oh, I tell you what we can add to the back. Those rounded plates that I was saving because they're so good. We could add one of those, and we could even whack a bracket on the top of it and just leave that hollow. That would hold it up. Oh, yes. Yes, that would work. That looks like machinery, but also is so, you know what it reminds me of? Because it is essentially the same thing we did for it. Han's chair, when we upgraded the Falcon diorama. And we added the rounded plate so that we could get the arms moving the side. Like, we could get it functional. We could get an actual chair in the Falcon. And this is what we did. It's a awkward joint. It is. I also don't necessarily think it fits where I want it to fit, not with how it fits. But isn't that just because of these? Like, doesn't this sit a bit more forward anyway? You'd think. I hope so. And then where's that jumper, which would get it half off, which might even be able to connect to this? Wait, we could get another jumper in there. Oh, we wanted our slope, didn't we? What if I add... Okay, we're going to need some plates behind you. We can't just add you in there. We've got some grey. Let's add some different greys. I have another dark grey plate. We've got this one with a little bit sticking out. I just want a regular dark bluish grey plate. Don't we have any of those left? Don't we have any of those lying around? 8 of them. Oh, did I not get them from? Yeah, maybe I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2/3 for our time. I used more than 8 on the original. Just saying, way more than 8. I don't know how many are there, but it ain't 8. And then, look, that's about half a stud out of sync. So we could lock it in the front here. We just need an extra something over there, which I've used. Oh, I didn't use those wedges. No, you're not going to fit a stud between you, are you? And you don't really work without the colors, but you would work in getting some sort of sash around there. Do I have any brown tops? No. I've got some 1x1s though, and I got like the clip. Maybe I can make one out of that bar. There's a 2-length bar, just the one, or there's even this ski slope element that might have a bar-like connection. And then there was the finger element, wasn't there? The bar with a clip with the two. Oh, the piece that we use to clip on the back. There's this element. Why are we using all of them? Yeah, okay, we'll rethink that once we've got this connected. It seems to line up, which is good. We just need that tan slope with the cut. And was there another tan slope, or was it just the dark bluish grey? And dark red. Oh, that will look good. That'll do. Yeah, that'll definitely do. And then another jumper, which should be around here. Black one will do for the belt. And then what do we need? Another 1x3? Or can I sneak some sort of 1x4 or 1x3 mashup? Maybe a 1x3. Yeah, you're definitely going to fit a 1x3 in, yeah. Yes, but you won't fit a 1x3 with those studs in, because that's not how a 1x2 works. So, now we've got to make a choice. We do want to have some, I think the red and the green on top. I think that's good enough. But I would like to add something in the middle, and would a 2x3, it works. Hold on, works. Doesn't really leave a gap in the middle, but we would be able to get some cheese slopes, and it would be green on this side. It'd be green here, and oh wait, we can get that gap in the middle. Yes, we can do it. We need a grey 1x1 tile. Is there light bluish and dark? Oh, you're not light bluish. Right, there's a dark bluish and a light bluish. I think because we've made this mostly dark bluish grey, we add a light bluish to differentiate it. And then there is a little techie patch in the middle as well. I'm not sure about the techiness of it. We want a 1x2, which should be round. So we've got the little belly button above it. And then it's grey with a little techie 1x1. I think the ingot will do well just to sit over that. I think that's the torso done for this droid. We just need to work out the arms and the feet. We still haven't used the small ball joints, but we have these for the legs of the other one, don't we? So the legs are the same, essentially. They are the same. And that will be this way round. We're not building that one yet. We're not taking time to build that one. Let's focus on this one. But we know we've got the pieces needed. That's this. And then the feet or the arms. The arms might use these joints. But we've got them for the feet, the arms, whatever we want. We've also got a load of these clips and bars. And quite a few of these brackets. So let's see. We've got the joints there. What other brackets can be whacked in? Hold on, where did that other dark bluish grey bracket go? There it is. So that's the bigger arm that's coming forward. I mean, the arms are almost same size, but one feels bigger. We need a 1x3 over the back. What if? That was wishful thinking, trying to fit a 2x3 in a 1x3 spot. We still haven't used this as well. I wish we got another 1x3. So I'm going to have to choose here. It only needs to be connected to one. Like, this doesn't need to be connected to multiple or to anyone in particular. It only has to be connected to one of them. And that one, there's no 1x3. There's probably like a 4, but there's no 5s. Is there a 1x3 in dark grey that I haven't got any chance? Any 3 by element? No, there really isn't any sort of 3 by any. There's a 4, but that would stick out to one side. And there's no like over the shoulder cannon. There's none of that. You could have used that stud to get the sash over the top. We haven't got that. And that does come down from this joint. There's not a plate there. Surely not. No, I think there's just under a plate there. Otherwise, we could get some sort of sash going over. There you go. We can cut this one down. I'm not going to cut it. But we could wrap it around. Wait, that's a good idea. Not only is that a good idea, but we could make a little bag. Do we have any element that would work as a little Grogu-style bag? We do have this big old piece, but I think that might be too big. We have this hanging down by the side. Wait, this ain't too bad of a sash though. It's just the positioning of it. And it could also fit in the side here. So we could have a joint that will hold it in place. But yeah, it is a little too big. And that would be a good joint in the middle there. Hold on. Hold on a second. We're onto something here. We've got too much around the back. Do we have to just build out the back? How many? We got no more inverted, do we? That was the only inverted slope in the entire set. But how many like plates and stuff? Could we? I don't want to cover this back section. I really just want something to go across there. That 1x3 in the middle. I wonder if we'd get away with separating that into smaller plates and running something big around the back. Because I don't want to add, I mean, it's not a symmetrical build. So if I added some sort of 1x2 and then a 1x1 or a rounder piece over the shoulder, this sort of stud, it wouldn't be a problem because most of the rest is not symmetrical. I do want this to stick down a little, and it does it go over the leg? It sort of hugs the hip and the leg. You know what it needs? It needs to go even further. It does look like it could connect here as long as it goes up, around, and connect back here. Oh, keep you up. You're literally the shoulder element is you. You are the shoulder element. And then connect around here. That's why we were given those ball joints, so that we could pin in the belt. Something like that. But it would be nice if this went down. Oh, it does go down. There we go. All right. There's our sash over the front as well. And then we need the feet to be quite big. So there's not a lot down here. Maybe an ingot or two. And that'll be all. And then we have the leg joint, which there is a light bluish grey streak. So I want more 1x's. Wait, oh, if that was a jumper, we could fit this door rail in, but it's not a jumper, so we can't fit this door rail in, but at least we've got some 1x2s. There is a very bright stripe, and I'd even argue that most of this is tan on the right leg. So a tan ingot, a tan door rail. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to do that on this side as well. have a little something extra sticking out. And then we've got cones. We've got cones on the feet. They're bland, similar to the other droid. We did have 2 slopes, didn't we, from 1 foot. 2 of these elements from the same foot that would work well, as I don't think they work too well at the front. The front needs to be more of a cone, but given our limited pieces here and our limited options, and 10 minutes left on the clock, not to panic me, we are going to need something a bit pointier. We do have those grey angled slopes, unless I can use this as the back of the foot and get a bracket as the front of the foot. And that bracket could have something like this as a toe, which would need a 1x, would need a, let's have a round 1x, a light grey? Light grey, dark grey. I'm thinking dark grey, round 1x, so it feels a bit more of the foot. And there's a little armor piece on the front of the foot that does stick out a little bit. It's a fragile foot, but we didn't say this was going to be the most secure build. We just want it to look as good as it can, which is pretty all right at the minute. Hopefully, once it's got some arms, it will look a bit better. Also, this is pretty tall. We still don't know exactly how tall these are because there's been no book to tell us. We only know what we measured up last time to try and get a sense of scale. Do you stand up, or are you going to collapse? Ah, right. How about now? Oh wait, you don't have your feet. There you go. Your feet had popped off. It does stand up. Will it with the arms? We can lay it back a bit more. Nothing too special on the bottom. Oh, I said about adding the 1x1 on the front here. But yeah, the bottom has some sort of, maybe the ingot needs to go at the back. It has some sort of extra shield piece, but it doesn't stick out around the back, not at this scale. It just floats there and hopes it's doing a good job. Same here. Hope it is doing a good job. All right, we've got our tanned leg. I like that. This leg could have a bit more dark red if we could add a few pieces to it. Yeah, it's a bit worn down. We'll have a little corner missing as well. I'm going to pop these off, get a grey round the back, I'm thinking, and then a red round the front. And that's just where it's chipped off, lost a bit of, maybe that's the armor piece that was sticking out around the front. You still stand right. We just need to do the arms. 8 minutes left, and the spear. I'd love the spear, which this is going on the back end of it, but it does mean we're going to have something that can hold a spear, and that I was not ready for, because it is quite electric. Do we have any sense of anything that could hold multiple bars? Because I'm seeing a lot of things that could hold a few pieces, but not as many as I'd like to see. Anything that can hold multiple bars? No, I don't think we do. And how many more clips do we have? Because we've already used 2 on the arm, so I don't think clips is the way to go for the hands. We need something that comes off the side here, though, that can hold a weapon. Maybe it is. Maybe this is the way to go about. Maybe this is the way to add the arms, because if I can get 2 arms on here, we can have 1 arm coming down, 1 arm coming out. But how would that connect to the joint? This one wouldn't. Not in this way, unless we've got a 1x2 like this, but we've already seen that it doesn't work that way. But these clips, they're not bad. They are not bad. We could also run them through a 1x2 with holes and get one of those bar elements through. That'd be able to hold these. So something like this, with a ball joint, run one through there, and then have the other coming out. suppose I've done that upside down, haven't I? But this would be for this side, have that coming out of the top. Oh, it wouldn't fit. You'd have to come out of it that way. And that wouldn't be a great connection. Oh, let's go back to this. So if that's connected there, I suppose you can have two arms like this, but that is more of some sort of antlers or a crab. We've made a crab. We accidentally made a crab. Almost there. We've got another frying pan stud, but this, because we've already used 1, 2, 3 of them, we used 3 frying pan studs. Why did we do that? That was a mistake from the get-go. Yeah, I don't think we can get many more frying pan studs. How many do we have? We've got them all. I know we've got them all, but we've got one of these dark bluish grey, which, well, there should be 2. There should be another. And then we've got how many light bluish? Is that 2? So we've already used a dark one on the back. But how many arms can we fit through here? Could this fit 2? No, it could just fit 1. So it also really isn't doing much to help unless we combine them. Unless this can go through, which it can go through. That can go into a stud, can it? It can. Then we could have the frying pan stud coming off of this. Ooh. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. We can. But it doesn't really go the same way unless this was to stick out. But even then, how are we connecting this to... Like that just wouldn't connect. That could come out and this could go down. But either way, one arm is going to diminish the size of the other. What if one arm went into the other arm like this? And then that was on a frying pan. That would still be too low though. We could have a ball joint connection to it, but because we've already used 2 for this, I want to save 1 for the other droid. All right. What can we do for the arm? We said about keeping these for the hands of the other. So if this is the hand of the other, we've got to have some big old arms now. We've used some, we've got these. No. Oh, hold on. There's another. Oh, there's another ball joint socket, ball socket. But we'd need 2. We'd need 2 sockets for the arms, and even then, one of the arms is going to be piddly. Although we'd be able to put this in as a 1x2. Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to put this in our current formation. I'm going to forget about that piece then. We're going to keep these for the other arm, and I'm going to go with... We've got a load of these. I should have really kept some of the clips around. We've got some thin arms, and we've got some joints on said thin arms. What sort of slopes do we have to hold these in? Oh, we've got 1 clip, 2 clip. We'll have to figure something else out for the other arms, but that's got the nice bend that I wanted. And that was a vertical clip placement. What other rounded slopes do we have? Because we've kind of got grey arms, like not even kind of, we've just fully got grey arms. I don't want to build them out. I want to slope them off so they still feel like nothing, but I don't think we have the slopes needed to do so because I've used 1 red, 1 green over the top. Do we have... One last check. We've got 1:30 to go. Do I have any slopes that I can whack over the top of these? We've got some corner slopes. Sure, that would work. That would also feel really thin. So I'm going to whack those corner slopes over the top of the arms. I'm not going to get them now because we've only got a minute left to go. We got some 2x2s as well. That wouldn't have helped us. That wouldn't have helped us in this build. And any other slopes? No, those red and green ones aren't going to help. It's just the corner ones. Other than that, the other hand is going to have... Oh, there's a grey clip. How many grey clips do I have? Give me 2. I've got 1. How many dark grey clips do I have? Because I think I've used 2. I've only got 2 of those. And then I've got 35 seconds on the clock. Maybe I can have a grenade in one hand. Maybe I don't even think I've got a bracket to hand for it. All right. Where's the bracket? Where's the bracket? Where's the bracket? Where's the bracket? Hold on, there's a bracket here. I know there is. I know there is. Oh, no, wait. Where's the frying pan clip then? I got an idea. I can find the frying pan clip. Oh, no. I can't find the frying pan clip. No, there is. There is. Wait, I've got these pieces in my hand. All right, I can't pick up any more pieces. I just want to put this one down. And this will be some sort of grenade. I should have gone red, shouldn't I? All right, there we go. I'm pushing these pieces back. I cannot, and there are no exceptions. I know I normally bend the rules, but that is it. All these parts are for the next droid. We have run out of time for our first droid. Shall we take, oh, a little look at it. Let's just scoot you all back there. This is RG's. So this is RG's, the droid. I will bring up a comparison picture in a minute. Oh, where did I put the staff? Oh no, we didn't build the staff. We've just got this piddly little thing. Oh, sorry, RG's. Better luck next time. Well, there's the staff. At least I said it was a staff, so it was an accessory before the time was up. I'm not bending the rules. I'm not. It counts. It counts. I'm not bending the rules. There is our RG's. It's got some really nice detail. It's also really tall. I feel like it's almost as tall as the original model, and there's not a lot of other big pieces that could be used for it. But let's find the image of... Oh, Bullet Head. No, RG's. No, it's Bullet Head. Oh, I've said the wrong one. It's Bullet Head, which there was a better image on Google. I did use... It was one of these images. Oh, it wasn't that one. That's a good one. It wasn't this one. It was a clearer version. Clearer version than this. Instagram's quality has dropped. Instagram has fallen off. It was clearer than this. Where did I get it from? Twitter. Ah, well, might as well just copy and paste that then. This is the image that I was using. Look how clear this is. Look at that. Beautiful quality. And don't say that about Twitter any other time. But here is the droid that we built. Using only pieces in the original set and trying to keep enough for the next one as well. I think it's recognizable. It's a pretty decent, it's like a creator build of Star Wars. This is the creator version of Bullet Head, especially with those big chunky leg pieces. But I think it looks definitely recognizable. It looks all right. It looks decent. Hopefully we can do a little bit better with the next one. And the next droid is RG's. It is... not that guy. Is this guy. RG's. Which, is this? This is also off Twitter. Wow. Probably off the same post that I saw them. So this is the droid that we will be building next. Which is the droid that the official Lego set is based off. I'm not using the Lego set because not only will it give me hints, and I feel like that's cheating if we use the original Lego set, but I'll also, yeah, the Lego set isn't the most accurate. It's an interpretation of it, which is a really good interpretation of it. But we're going to run with this image, and I think we start the clock now. All right, 1 hour to build RGs. This time I know I'm building RGs, and we're not going to mistake them for Bullet Head or the other way around. So from building Bullet Head, we know some things now. We know how the legs are going to work. And is RG's any taller or shorter than Bullet Head? I don't think so. No, I've got them side by side. Their legs seem to be the same. The big difference is the torso. So whereas Bullet Head is 3 studs wide, I feel like I should push bullet head aside as well. Shouldn't be able to use bullet head, but my memory of bullet head will stay. So whereas bullet head was only 3 studs wide, RG's is now 4 studs, and then you've got the arms. So let's start there. 4 studs wide, and we made the torso, how long? It was 2.5 and then 2. So it was 4 and a bit, but again, we're going to use brackets for the shoulders. And we've got more of these arches, which I'm probably going to have to go green round the back. That'll be able to hide one of the yellow pieces. Oh, we got this green as well. That'd make a nice belt. I think it's a little too wide. It would have worked perfect for the arms on bullet head. It would have worked so well. Let's not spend our time ruminating over what we could have done. And let's get the bottom half of the torso, which is this. Let's keep the legs somewhat similar, because the bottom of both these droids is very similar, except for the fact that, you know, they're slightly different. They're different droids. You can tell they're different droids. They're different colors as well. I think because the head's going to be shrunk. If the torso of the old one was 4.5, I think the torso on this is 3, which would mean this would be too tall for where the head is, because the head's going to be where the arms are. Maybe that would be all right if we made it a little taller. Yeah, we could make it a little taller and then use more of the arches over the front, like this, and then have a bracket for the arches to continue round. Maybe even add the chi slopes pointing upwards. So that's what we're going to do. I need a 2x4 in the middle, and this one's here. Let's use that. We can add an ingot on the side as well. And we do have a ball joint coming out of this region, which instead of a ball joint, what can we use? We could use this. Oh, this would have been perfect for, I guess it's the wrong size to connect the others, but that would have been good for that half a plate separation. If we could get a bracket over the side. I don't know how many 1x2 downward brackets we have. We have this upward one, and it does have a partner. Oh yeah, and then we can get the head joint. So for the head, do we have enough pieces? We had a snot brick. I remember saying we have a snot brick, but I also remember saying I don't know where the snot brick's gone, because apparently I sorted this out, didn't I? Did I add the snot brick to the pile? Oh, wait. Do we not have... Wait, is it this? Is this the snot brick? And it's not a snot brick at... Oh, I tell you what it is. I had a snot brick, but there isn't a snot brick in the set, because they use this, and I used the snot brick into... Wait, so if they use... Oh, maybe they use the jumper, the round jumper into this. I still haven't looked through that set outside of the video. The video was when I went through it, so I don't remember the actual set instructions any more than I remember what we put together, our own little build, and I do remember a lot of that. So I'm thinking there are parts that don't exist. And just to confirm, yeah, no snot bricks in this set. I'll just put a stud in the side, and this will be where the eye is. We don't want the eye on the bottom. We don't want the eye on the bottom of the head. We want it on the top. So honestly, this actually works really, really well. And I think a tile, we used 2 tiles for the other one, and I know they're for the stud shooter. I think the tiles work nicely. You could use the stud. I like the tiles because they're flat, and all 3 of the eyes here are completely flat, but we're going to need some studs around the edges, which is difficult when you've only got the one stud to work with. So in the Lego set, what they probably did was built out of the sides instead. So I'm going to do that for the sides, add some ingots, and just add a 1x1 bracket on top. And if we've got a slope, now would be the time to show, after trying to hide for the last part. but I don't think we do. So I am going to run with a 1x1 plate and an ingot to cap off their head. And that should look good. That should look good. We'll have some 1x sticking up the side. What's the longest element we've got? I know I said we've got a 1x4 in dark bluish grey, but is that it? And we've got these two as well. We could put the slopes underneath, right? Now I think they go on top. I think they go on top here. We just, whoa. Wait, that is how it looks though, but whoa, that's a lot. That is bulky. Okay. Okay, and then we do the same to the back. Come on, give me an, oh, dark bluish grey is going to look better. We do have some under ones. Okay, there's a few little part swaps as well between the light and dark bluish greys, but most of these pieces are this color as they exist in the set. So any colors that, if you're building this yourself, might not be lining up, they're only smaller swaps because I didn't have the piece to hand. But like I say, most of these elements are exactly how they seem in the set. Oh, including a 1x1 red brick. You're going to tell me I only have one of them. And yeah, do I at least have 3 dark red plates that I can stack to a brick? You're giving me one of these and no plates. What's just, wait, but mirror image, what do I have on the other side of the red one? Or is this in the middle? Does this go next to that 1x1 Technic brick? I don't think it does, but at the same point, I'm not seeing another brick on the screen. So I kind of don't want to use this, but if it's going to save me having to part out a million of these other pieces, I suppose we should make the most of the sides here. We don't have any arm joints yet. This is going to be some sort of not an arm joint. And we're already trying to pile up pieces on the side. So I could run a few more elements over here, get the arms out of the side as well. And by that, we could add a 1x1 bracket. Let's go with any more of these littler ones. Oh, there's the over the top ones. I can't even remember what I needed those for now. Oh, was it for the back of the head? Well, don't need them anymore. I need another one of these so that we can add some slopes to the outside. We might have to rework the back if I can't find them. Also, with that, oh, I suppose, no, that makes sense because we needed the stud on the bottom and the stud on the front. Can I have whacked something like you on? If I built the head one further forward, I could have gone straight with the bigger bracket and then added a 1x2 and got some more color to the head in the darker shades, got some shading to the head, not necessarily color, and then a 1x1, but it'd have to be a 1x1 with a hole in, because that's what we used on the Technic brick, so that we could get the 1x2 plate in. So yeah, that looks good. That looks good. It looks better as well because the head is sticking out a bit more. Oh, hold on. Here is the other 1x1. Does it look better? Wait, let me see. So that sticks. Oh, that's a weakness now. It flaps because there's nothing keeping it on top. And oh, because we've got it, let me show you. Because we've got this 1x1 stud in there, it can now bend, whereas without the stud it was falling into the stud and the other elements. Like here, you can bend it a little bit, but even when I let go, it then sort of resets itself due to the friction of the brick. That was impressive. That was magic. So I trust it more up top. But where did that other bracket come from? And then you can go, you could probably go, no, we don't want you on top of the slope. We could have, though, some sort of ingots on top. We've got, no, that's a dark red tile. Do we not have dark red ingots, dark green ingots? Oh, hold on, that's the piece that I wanted. But I wanted 4 of these and there's only 1. This torso is going to be so fun to create. I know it is. It's going to be insane. I'm going to start off just by adding that there ahead of time and getting that ready. What do we have? We do have some sort of satchel over the shoulder. So if I can have some sort of brown coming down, we did have grey 2x4 slopes. And speaking of grey, where did that grey crotch piece go? Because that's very important. I am gonna might add a tan something, a tan tile. Oh, nice yellow piece. None of them are really bright colors though. So you see I haven't used much or any of the yellow. And then we've got, what if I had something sticking up the outside? We need something small, yes. So something sticking up the outside and then something going down in the middle. Something like this that would stick out a little bit more. I suppose we don't want it sticking out at the top. That's why we've got these up wedges. Is there a way? What if I build this out one, I suppose one further back still doesn't get it over the head. No more 1x1s, no more anything that could connect it. Nothing that's got a stud on both sides either. Can't wait for Lego to come out with one of those elements. And Lego have come out with so many pieces recently that they've got elements that they wouldn't have thought of using a few years ago. And I do think at some point they're going to have some elements that they've been on record saying, oh no, that takes the fun out of it. And they've decided to do it because it's worth it. I mean, Pokemon has got so many new elements that cannot be put together with pre-existing Lego bricks because they're just straying away a little bit from, you know, the Lego style. Lego doesn't really have much of a style in their newer sets. They're not really all over the place. There's a pattern for sure, and you can see designers are allowed to express their style a bit more. That's nice to see, but at the expense of an overarching Lego style, sometimes I'd prefer that. Where did the ingot go with the 1x1 plate? Where did I throw that? That's lost to time. Where did that go? And why don't I know? Maybe I broke it up and that was the plate that was used. It's just been replaced. All right, if we can get Grogu in this, I think that's brownie points because I wasn't expecting to fit Grogu in. It does definitely have some red on the arms. Oh, that's what we needed the clips for here, so that we could get, oh yes, so that we could get the like pistols over the arm. And we've used the clips on the other bot. We've used all the clips. We've used all 5 of the clips on the other bot. We do still have the 2-length bars. I think we have both the 2-length bars, don't we? We have, this is what's originally on the wrist. I'm not going to put it on the wrist because I want to use this as the double pistol element. We could do with another clip. And I said this would be coming out of the arm. The arms are like twice the thickness. So we used about 1 stud for the old arms. We're going to be using double for the new arms. I'm not sure about adding posable thumbs. Not just because it is very, very hard to do when you've used all the other bars. I don't know what other bar elements we've got. But also because we could just recolor the tips of these to have 1 grey, 2 tan. And where are those tan arms? Now that I'm saying about them, are they? Oh, they are in here. Okay. I have those crossed off as in put in the bag. Maybe I put those in the wrong spot. We do have that arm coming out the torso, which would be really funny to just give it 2 fingers. That'd be hilarious. Just to have 2 fingers coming out of the hand. And we've also got some more. I did see another rounded plate. We've got one here. Oh, these rounded plates would be cool for the elbows. Especially if we've got some jumpers, but I'm not sure we do. Because that adds a posability that we just wouldn't have with any other pieces. Do we have a round dark bluish grey 2x2? Going once, going twice? No? Alright. This should soft lock it in. And that could then connect. I don't think this is going to connect. This is going to lock it in too well, though. This is... Unless we had a bracket over the front. Something like 2 brackets with a ingot across them would lock it in. Or something going up the middle, but we can't have anything up the middle that would block this gap. Also, how long would the arms have to be? We'd probably have to go with 2x3s, but we've used... How many have we used? We've used 1 on this droid. We used 1 to go across the front of the old droid. I'm trying to not look at it. I can look at the image. I think we only used 1 across the front, so there should be another 2. We must have used another one on the old droid, unless I'm blind and it's here somewhere. But we must have used it on the old one. Let's see about that Grogu spot. So I should get my Grogu, or at least one of the Grogus, so that we can see how big Grogu is and if Grogu will fit. Placed on the side, and it's a new Grogu in this set, so we do need some wider space. Bit more space in the width way, but if we have space for both Grogus, win-win. That's what we had in the original set. A 2x2 wouldn't quite fit Grogu, would it? Because of Grogu's ears. It almost fits the head though, and the rest of Grogu. Hold on. Grogu's on this brick. Oh, I think it would be a tight fit, but as long as it's not like walls of a brick, Grogu would at least fit height-ways in a 2x2. Or we can have a stud that's reversed. Grogu can hop in, which is the easiest one to do, because what we'd need is one of those up brackets. Oh, look at that. We've got an up bracket and a down bracket in black. I'm just going to cross-reference the instructions. Make sure that's the right color. All right, this is a dark green down bracket. And what's the up bracket? We've got a gray one, which we can add here. So what color is, what color? Why have we got a black one? What color is that? Is it meant to be dark red? No. Is it meant to be black? Yes. Oh, it is meant to be black. So this is black and dark green. Dark green is going to be hidden though. So no, the black will. The black will be hidden. And I might call upon that 1x4. I just might. So that's going to be locked down into place. And then don't have any of those snot bricks. Oh, what I'd do for a snot brick right now. I'd sacrifice any part bigger than a 2x2 for a snot brick. I don't think we'll be using too many of those other ones. I could like try and... No, it's just not going to work. Well, now, it would work if I had more of those brackets like this that I've already used too many of. That just isn't going to work. Do I have another over bracket? Because that would get the ingot in the side of the head. If I have that placed very wackily on the side, and that would come down to me a plate. So that's going to be plated out then. What I did was added the ingot on the top of the bracket so that the studs are pointing down, and then placed it in on its side. Oh, so that it was inside. And that will sandwich the head. So we've still got the movement in the head that I loved about the set. Very slight, subtle movement to the head, but all important movement to the head. What other slopes have we got? Ooh, it depends what we do with the arms as to what we can get away with on the torso, but that needs to be a hand, doesn't it? Maybe a maybe a 1x2 round plate. We can double stack those and get a ball joint out there. But what good's a ball joint if we don't have the joint to connect it to? What else? That's not gonna hide very well. So we do have 2 ball joints for the arms. We're going to have to whack those one further back, but the arms are going to be so chunky, that will be all right. Yeah, they are towards the back of the bod, so maybe even a 2x4 would fit across there. Do we have any of those left? Do we know what those are? 2x4s. We've got these. We want to actually, not a 2x4, a 1x4. I said I was going to cash in that dark bluish grey 1x4, and we haven't cashed it in yet. Let me grab that. And how many corners do I have? 2 corners. Well, they're going to be even better. Oh, hold on. Nope, they are. They are going to be even better. Well, maybe. Maybe they will be even better. I'm going to grab a color. We need more color inside this thing. And by inside this thing, I mean literally inside. I'm going to hide this dark red. It isn't hidden, is it? It's visible from the backside as... wait. That's a flaw with what I'm doing. It's not going to fit because of the studs on the top. Oh, so we can't reverse it that way. That would have looked cool if that would have worked. I suppose we can get them to stick out like this. It's not the prettiest, and it definitely isn't going to sit Grogu too well. How else can Grogu fit inside? Does Grogu's new torso actually fit inside a 1x2? Or is it too small? Because it's like Babu Frick, isn't it? But it's Grogu. Let's have a little look, see if New Elementary have an article on Grogu, not the set. Oh, hold on. Star Wars, yes, May 2026. Like new elements. I mean, this is more so UC. Oh wait, Grogu comes in the N1. Of course, Grogu comes in the N1. All right, what I can do is I can use this digital. New Elementary have like the images of them. If I can get a digital Grogu torso, then I'll be able to use that to size up what will and won't fit. But I don't know if anyone's already done anything with Grogu, if it's in studio already, or if it's not. Let's see. Is it just called Grogu, or is... I mean, it does look small. It does look... I mean, if that's... Yes. If that is 1 brick wide, then that's definitely going to fit inside this. So Grogu can fit this way. We just need a way to keep Grogu in, and maybe a hatch on the back that sticks out a little further than we'd like it to. Also, those corners would have done so well on the side there. We're sacrificing a lot for Grogu here. And hold on, why don't we use something that will... wait. If we add this to the base, we get something that pops in here. Then we can add something like a 2x2 to this. It's not got the circle that will fit though. But that would cover up... I suppose you wouldn't need to put it all the way in. Like Grogu's going to fit in. All right. Grogu is the height of a brick. At least the torso of Grogu is. Hello there, Jones. Welcome. So if we stack up 3 plates, this is the height of Grogu. Right? That is the same size as... Actually, Grogu might be a little shorter than this, but it's approximately the same height as Grogu's torso. But the new body has the arms to the side. So if Grogu goes in... Why does it feel like Grogu's floating? All right, Grogu is 1 plate taller than everything else right now. And that means we could get maybe just a... Maybe a door rail. See, because Grogu isn't the exact height. Oh, also, we'd need to be able to pull this down. What am I thinking? I've put the actual thing on the wrong way around. We need to be able to pull this down so that we could get Grogu in and out of the back of this little mech. I'm spending so much time on this. We are cruising 35 minutes left of this build out of the hour. But this would be able to fold down, fit Grogu in, and oh, hold on, it wouldn't be able to fold back up. So this is not the right way around to have this. Maybe we could have, all right, if I flip this around again, then this is just thinner than that's like half a plate. So Grogu would have an extra half a plate if we can stud it down here. To stud it down here, we would need, oh, we'd have to push it out by half a plate unless we use a bracket. You're a brick tool, aren't you? So if we put you here, you're going to go over. We also kind of want you sticking out. Because if you're already folded down, you just ain't going to work. It just ain't going to work. But if... yeah, we are going to need... We're going to need something with... We need 2 of these underside brackets is what we need. We need more of the underside bracket so that we could attach a bracket to the bracket and bracket it in. Unless we've got 2 top side, in which case we can make that work too. Are they all underside brackets? We've got 1 black. Come on. We should have. Did we use an odd amount on the last droid? Do we just have an odd amount in general? I need to know if this is Lego's fault or my own. We've just got an odd amount in general. This is Lego's fault. That's fair enough. I'm happy to pass that on to Lego. They can have this one. We could connect it with just the one. I suppose it does also work, but it doesn't work as well. And it does make this droid have a really big behind, which also not really a problem, but not favorable. Oh, I didn't realize you close up the back of the neck beautifully. You might stay there. But I don't know if we need it to come down. We need it to go upwards. Again, so that Grogu can fit in, but it doesn't fit when Grogu's this way unless we had it on backwards. Because then it's just the top that's moving. And that's moving away. There's no way to connect it upside down. We might have to come back to this. See what pieces we have at the end, because I'm noticing we've still got these shields, which would definitely cover the back and would angle the sides a lot better. I suppose so with these, we could have it so that it's not sticking out flat. Like it could stick out with a slope, which would work. This would work perfectly. We fit Grogu in and say we've managed to secure this down here. Do we need another plate? I think we need another plate. And then we can fold this down on Grogu. Oh, we need... Oh, the ears. I forget about Grogu's ears. Maybe this isn't cut out. Maybe this isn't cut out for Grogu, because Grogu's ears need almost 3 studs width of space. So that single stud we were talking about would work a lot better then. Something like this with... Oh, hold on. Something like this with this would be the perfect... Ah, wait, no, the stud. Something like this. So something that goes in with a stud and then leaves a point of connection for... Oh, why don't we overcomplicate this? Where did that other pin... Oh, we've used one for Grogu's neck. Do we have another 1x1 nipple tile? Yes. And then we could fit a bracket. No. That's also wishful thinking. It doesn't quite fit in that way. What other brackets have we got? We've got some over brackets. We need a bracket that will fit in. We need some more like reversed studs, don't we? Just in Lego sets in general, we need something that can fold in. What if we halved it? What if we halved the size of the bracket with that bracket stud reversal that we tried to pull with a nipple tile? Where did that bracket go? Where did that under bracket go? Oh, I can't find it now. All right, we might have to come back to that. I can reverse a stud knob to knob, or in this case, bar to knob, but I can't reverse a stud hole to hole. And I don't know what that side of a brick is called, but if the top end of a brick or a stud is called a knob, I dread to think what the other side's called. It's probably just the hole. You know, they are suitable for children. We're family friendly here. So if you've got the knob one end, the other end is the hole. That is basic biology. But holes, where are they? They're somewhere here. I don't think connecting them is the right thing to do. Because we still have the trouble of finding a way to get the hole in the middle without complicating this too much. I think for now, Grogu's cool to just slide in. Grogu does need the double space. We could have something that comes over the top, or maybe something like door owls that'll keep Grogu's hands in. I think I've just cracked it. Okay, so we have a 1x2 there. We still need the brick either side that will hold on the arms, or hold on the space between this and the arms, which are ball joints. Or we could slot them in there somehow. I'm still wondering if that bracket is a little overkill, and instead of the bracket, we don't have any 1x's, do we? I think this red 1x bracket, there was one. Wait, what did we do with the black one? Oh, there we go. So there's a red one and a black one. You know what? Might just work. Feeling hopeful for this. And then we get the arms in a little lower. Yeah, and then we could add just a 1x1 on the side instead of a 1x2. So the red one didn't need to be red, but I am putting the red one on the green side, which is where the brown sash comes in. The brightest element we have had in this entire build, I think. I don't remember using any red in the last one. We'll have Grogu on the inside, so we don't need to worry about that. Also, the ball should be in the torso side of things. So we'll need a 1x, oh, it's gotta be light bluish gray. Does that mean it has to be a stud, or can it be, can't fit a 1x2? It does have to be a 1x1. And in terms of plates, we used so many on the last one. I think it has to be a stud. We'll use a stud with a hole in for now, but if we could use that towards the legs. Yeah, we could use that towards the legs. It would look so good as the leg. We could use more of the bar elements, I think, towards the legs. No 1x1s, like any color. We just need a knob on top. We can't have a tile. We cannot get away with a tile. There is a dark bluish gray stud. Oh, there's two. I'll see what this looks like. Wait, we're using the dark bluish gray ball in here. So I guess dark bluish gray would look better because we need littler gears to go with the big one. So keeping them the same color will blend them in nicely. All right, guess that works then. Guess it works. And now the corners make sense. Well, they would if I could find them both. If there was something we could put across here, that would be pretty awesome too. But I don't want to use these 1x1 studs. Now we can use a few different elements. Like frying pan studs, would be able to turn those and fill the gaps on the outside. But these arms are a little low. So what I'm thinking of doing is building up off of them and making some sort of shoulder joints. Oh, okay, the 6 feels too long, but also we don't have many plates. Just like the last time, I think if we could get the shield pieces, these elements on the outside. So we've got a yellow one and we've got a green one, almost blended into the shadows of the map. If we can get those on the outside, that would be a big win for this, but we don't have a lot of clips. I'm not going back to the other one to try and take it apart. We've got to use what we've got here, the knee joints as well. They're less jointy in the new one. Good thing we kept these studs, because we're going to need the... do we need them to put the plates on? Yeah, we do need them to put the plates on. Do we have a silver knee? Oh, this one's definitely brighter, and there's some red to go on top as well. Do I have any red rounds? Oh, I do. I have a dark red rounded piece. Nice surprise. Maybe an ingot on top. We do have a load of these. All right, now then, should this go on the underside rather than on the top side? That's the question. And if it was then on the underside, what could we fit on top? Or would we overlap it with various things? Because we did the other one the other way around. And this droid does strike me as a droid that would have the wider stance. But then this clip on the thigh would be slightly over to one side, slightly out of place. And no, it does look better, doesn't it, when it's towards the middle. I think I just need to spread the legs a little bit and widen them up. All right, a load of brackets though. What if we could put brackets on the legs? We can put brackets on the legs. So let's put brackets on the knees, because we can get one here that's like rotated in and one here. Wait, yeah, we can do this. And then it's still rounded. Oh, it would be nicer actually if I could go upwards with it and add. That would be a crazy element to add to a mock this small, but it seems to work. So who are we to say no? Sure thing. If I could attach this bracket just to secure that all in, because I don't trust that by itself, we're going to need the double connection here. That would lock in the knee, and then the other side, we don't have anything that's that big, but I can still add some wires, some exposed metal just before the joint, and then we need to leave the rest of it rather empty, because anything else we add to that, it's just going to start to look messy. Same with the bottom of the leg. So we've got the grey stripe going up the middle, which I want to keep because, oh, wait, didn't we use the joint, these arm joints we used for the feet, didn't we? So I'm going to need to add some brackets here. Oh, we've got a yellow one. Oh, we got a yellow foot on this side. So that I can add. And then, do we have another one of those? Yeah, we got a few of these in black. So I can still get a foot on this side. Good thing I remembered that last minute. And then, do we only have the 1 2x3? That will change what I do for the feet here. What we've got to add to the bottom. What about a 6? How big are the feet? We could have it skiing. It's on skis. Maybe it's not on skis. We got 20 minutes. Still no time to panic. Maybe we shouldn't be taking us long thinking about what we want to add to these builds. Just maybe. He says, in deep thought, thinking about what I want to add to these builds. I'm going to add some wires to the feet. I have a feeling we're going to be able to do less with this one. So we'll get a bunch of exposed wiring. I'm going to go 1 by 1 in there so that we can fill it up. And then another 1 by 2 in the leg. And then we need a 2 by 2 to secure it in. And then I'll get a, oh, do we have a yellow? Oh, yes. You count. You're yellow. You're going in. I'm going to get a door hinge just to secure the outside of that leg and to make it look like the legs. Oh, this one's a bit thinner, I think. The left leg should be a little thicker. Although I say that, that's under the shield, so that works. That says itself. That says itself. That works. Yeah, that works. And then on the underside, we need something that could push up. I suppose, all right, if we're thinking about this, which we are, too much. Some would say, I wouldn't, some would say. I think we get the wires on the inside, and then we put the yellow boldly, very, very boldly, on the outs. Oh, I can't do that twice. I have to swap you for a tan. Very, very boldly on the front. And then we got black for the other side. I think there were 2 blacks, weren't there? Yeah. But I don't want to use the same color, so I'm sticking with the yellow. And then we've got gray. Now, this will help us for a single joint. It makes it a pain to try and stand this thing up because the feet are always going to be flat. But that's got a stud connection on the end of it. So now we can whack a stud into the bottom of it and hope that the arms are going to hold all this on. I might even add a 1x2. What's the smallest looking 1x2 though? To the side. See, you're just not discreet at all. I suppose you work. Even if it's not in the way that I want it to. Still works. We'll take those. And then I could use the dark green slopes. Is that too big for the feet? This would have been perfect for the other foot. No, I've got the feet the wrong way round. Maybe not perfect, bit of a stretch, but it would have been really good for the other foot, for sure. So it is like the other foot, but it's a bit bulkier. It needs a base underneath. So if I add a stud to the front of this, so I'm trying to figure out though how tall this needs to be, because it needs another stud on top. But I'm out of studs, right? I don't have any more. There's the grey 1x1 and there's the red one. Okay, I do have studs. And then the other slope, these are dark green slopes. Even if they look a little yellow on the underside, they're dark green. And we've got a 1x4 space at the bottom. At the bottom, we could add the 1x4 in grey. Let's see what they look like first, because I want to get something out the back of this. Let's see. Wow, these are massive shoes. When they say they're massive shoes to fill, these are literally massive shoes, but also they don't look terrible. They don't. They just need a bit of back support, which we don't have many long pieces, so that 1x4 we only have one of. It's not going to be as big a help as it thinks. And we could add something like this triangle to widen the foot. Or a bracket. We could add some brackets. We could build this whole thing on the side with brackets. But we don't have bricks to hold it up. Is this the right call, making it this way around? Or should I add some sort of... We don't have any elements that would look like feet upside down. These are good this way round. Hold on, that would work. Let's do that. We add these grey slopes. This would bulk up the foot. So the last shoe we used these slopes for. But what if we added a plate underneath? And do we have another? Or do we only have... Yes, we do have another. So these and... Okay, that's not going to fit. But this... that might... Yeah, that would. But then what are we connecting to the back of that? I think I'm just running wild with ideas now. Trying to get every part onto it. If I whack this to the edge and get a wide foot, let's see what that looks like. We might not need any more because of the foot connection. All right. It's also not split at the back, I don't think. There we are. Yeah, we need more at the back. So let's switch this out for plates. And for plates, I'm gonna go wild with these plates. We could use these slopes now. We could add those to the back. Do we know how far back this foot goes? Do we know what else is on it? Do we know how many more of these brackets we've got? Because I keep seeing it and I keep wanting to use it, but I'm pretty sure this is the only one. No, these feet are the wrong way around. And these are for the other droid. Ah, can't believe I've used them on this. Hold on. You're a squeaky piece, aren't ya? And because of that single stud, it's not holding its weight at the minute. We need a counterbalance with the arms. I like the slopey feet first, but we do need that element at the bottom. I think we need it to stretch further. We've got one 1x4 and we can create 1x4s. I think we go with cheese slopes instead. Hello there, Bevel. Welcome. I mean to do that. I think we go with some 1x1 cheese slopes, and I think they've got to be tan, so that we've got these bulky feet. And then that's got a slope. And then we add some arms. They should counterbalance this droid because the head's going to be backwards, but the arms are going to be out front. But on the odd chance they don't, we'll come back, add some bigger slopes to the bottom and try to run that back. So let's see about connecting arms. Should we just call it a day there? That's the arm done. No, let's not. We've got, I still like the 2x3s with the rounded pieces. Good thing we didn't use those. We needed those for the leg. We've got one more. We did have another. What? Poop emoji wasn't meant to be there. The accidental poop emoji. We've still got some of the, what do we need for the torso? We need an arm. Oh yeah, what are we doing for that arm? I know I said for the hand, it'd be really funny if we added 2 of the fingers, especially if we've got, another one of these and we have a smaller hand to reach out. I think it should be smaller than this. Can we do that? Can we do smaller than this? We could technically conjoin the ends of the fingers and have it look like the hand is smaller than this. So like this is the hand that's reaching out. That don't look too bad, does it? And then we did have another nipple tile. So this will come out the chest. Oh yeah, that will come straight out the chest. I think we have it lower as well. Well, there is that. We could have it move out, couldn't we? We could have it down here. Have it wiggle to the side, or straight on that, or up here so that it can come down. Oh, the choices, the decisions. What are we going to pick? I think this is good. Have it so that it can come out to the side here. Now we need to add some slopes across the front of this and get everything else locked in. So many parts that we could use. Yeah, right. I believe that when they pop out. We need a slope down the side here. We don't have green. I think we stick with tan. And then honestly, a 1x2 would work. And then we can hollow this out so that it looks like a belt. Have some wires showing. Mainly on this side, the wires are showing. Because, again, that belt does come down over the left-hand side. But because we use the belt on the older droid, we're not going to be able to whack that in here. And then some sort of angle. There are, I thought there were angled tiles, but like the flat ones, the cut angled tiles. But I don't think they used them. No, they used the 2x2 ones and the actual slopes. So there's not a lot else that fits this gap. There is a 2x2 slope I don't like a 2x2 slope. I want to get some more green here. There is a little wedge that we could fit in. And, or even a 2x2. And then we could cover that up with a little bit. Maybe a door rail. We could slot one in there. And then, yeah, this keeping to the set. This is where it gets hard for the final elements. Less than 10 minutes to go. I want to add a 2x2 slope to it. I don't think I used that. No, I parted that out for the original build. So I didn't use a 2x2 slope. I used two 1x2. So I'm going to swap that out to the element that's in the set. Get the official 2x2 so I can't cheat and add that sideways or anything. And do we have an exposed stud so I can add something a little wonky? Yeah, I do have an exposed stud. So I could sneak a bit of green on there. Just a little bit at the bottom. Little green bottom on it. And that would be a little higher up. I want it about, I do want it a little higher up than that. That's going to look good. Oh, the arm doesn't come down with this piece. Oh, that's not good. No. So, never mind. Slope doesn't work. I think I will get the green 1x2 in there. Because what corner elements do we have? We need a corner piece that will allow the rotation. We need something with a rounded corner, and we've just used all our rounded pieces besides this grey one on the side. But there's not space for the... I mean, there's not space. There's not a lot of space for that grey one. Would a darker grey one blend in? No, a brown one would. Do I actually own the set or just parts? I still haven't picked up Embo. I'm waiting for a Sal and then we'll grab Embo. So this is parted out from my own collection with most of the parts here. And then the odd one that I didn't use, this is from the part out of the original build without instructions, which was a ton of fun. But still no Embo. Still none. Not yet. Embo would be a nice addition last minute to the advent calendar. I know that comes out tomorrow and some people already have it. In fact, didn't Lan get it? I saw someone review it about a month and a half ago, the Lego Star Wars advent calendar. So I think Lan have had the option to get it for ages, but barely any Lan member, not Lan anymore. Sorry, it's not Lan anymore. I will get to it afterwards. We got 5 minutes left. Let's go. This grey would work again. It'd be better brown. Wait, didn't we have a dark grey one of these? Oh, we've got a dark grey one of those. That would work. Yes, that would work. Okay. Let's get a dark grey hand. We have 4. Do I need 4? No. Am I going to get 4 out? Yes. Because I might use them for the arms as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't let that red one out. Oh, look at all the other arm elements and the joints that we could use. We could be using, but no. Lego don't want us to use. Do we have a 1x2 in tan? Beautifully we do. Because I'm going to use the 1x2 in tan and to create the look of this coming down a little bit. I'm going to use... Well, these, where did the hand go? These pieces, 1x2 and the corner green. This will pin the hand down. Oh, it actually lets the hand move out. I don't like the fact that hand can move out. But it also does hold it in. We'll work that if we have time. We still haven't done the arms. So I wanted to have a joint that was held on by literally only one stud. We might have to do that with 2x2 because that will give us, oh, actually that should be up here. That'd give us this connection. We need a lot more 2x3s though. Hold on. We didn't use the 2x2 slopes. We've got 2 of them. Did I get those? I didn't even get those out. Wait, I must have got them out because I used one on the torso. I must. Did I put it back? That's crazy if I put that back. Or did I just not get it out? Can anyone see a 2x2 slope on the desk? I swear I got that element out. Did I? I didn't use it. I lost it, apparently. I definitely got it out, though. I think. Maybe I didn't. Either way, this will be the arm connection. Oh, 4 minutes. And then we don't have many other 3s. Maybe these should be 2s. And how much of the arm is... Do we have like a tan arm? The left one more so than the right one. The right one's got the blaster as well. We can't forget that. The right one more than the left one. And the right one's the one with the blaster. So confusing. And then... Would this work? Might not look the best. And I might have the fingers on the wrong way. But I think that would work. It's going to be fun seeing the blaster on the end, because I don't think we have a stud with a hole in. Do we have any plates with holes in? Or a bracket? No, would a bracket work? I can't see why not. It'd have to be the right way first. Alright, no clip pieces. This is going to look so fun at the end of it. Another slope with a 2x2. Then I need 2 more 2x2s. We've got 1 tan. It's kind of tan on the outside, so that will be the bottom piece. And then just pop them off. 2 minutes left to go. And that is an arm that does have freakishly weird joy. This is some Huggy Wuggy type build here. You ever wondered what Huggy Wuggy would look like in Lego? Wonder no more. Introducing Huggy Wuggy. Oh, what was it? Angies or something like that. Huggy Wuggy style Angies. I mean, it looks good. We need to get the pistol on now because I'm going to forget it. I do think this is the best way of doing it. There's just no way to get the stud on the end. What did I have? Oh, wait, hold on. Why don't I attach it into like one of the fingers? Or have it off the side here. No, that still wouldn't work. This is going to be the hardest part. Oh, wait, we still have a stud. We still have a stud. Grogu was hiding it. Oh, look at that. Yes. Yes. We did it. Oh, there's the spare one. I'm going to put that down here so we don't use it. I knew we had one though. And what I can even do, the arms, do they bulk out at all? No, not really. So that would look weird if that was on there. Kind of down for a little bit more. Like how much weirder could this look, to be fair? Hold on, was this in the original set? All right, 50 seconds. I should be looking this up. 2 of them, yes. I knew there was 1. I didn't know there were 2. I want to get more details on the set. Something like this, that still bends. Another joint here. What else can we add? I think that's it. I think that's it. Maybe a little detail on the other side, like a red light. And then there is green up the top here. Hello there. And then something on the other side. I'm going to go with red. I don't know if red is accurate or not. Any other details? I think we are good. Maybe a brown 1x2 or a red ingot to go across like the sash. Okay, time's up. And as I've said for the last one, I'm not going to build a 3rd droid out of this. That would be a lot of fun. But I am not going to make any modifications. We've got Grogu. Grogu is cursed. I'm going to put Grogu back on their actual torso and save us having to look at that much often. We didn't do much to the back, I'll admit, and we forgot about the sides. We didn't do anything to the sides, anything to the back. Oh, there's not much we could have done. We do have this spot for Grogu to hop in, and Grogu fits. Grogu sits, but Grogu isn't secure. My only regret with this, there are two elements that I'd want to put on, and that would be on the side. On these snot bricks, I wanted to whack a little something on the side, but the hour's up, and that is it. I can't add those. That is the end of this build, and yeah, that would be what I wanted to add. Can it stand up? I think it can. It can stand. Awesome. It can stand up on its own accord. It looks so funny. It looks very funny. The legs are so big. I think one of the problems with it is just how big these legs are. Because we use the leg joint, and again, this is built for everyone joining. Hello there, Django. Hello there, Snow. Welcome, welcome. We built two droids, not just two droids. We built RGs, which is this guy. This is RGs. If you don't know the name of the droid that Lego released from The Mandalorian and Grogu, that is RGs, and that is how it's said. And Bullet Head, which is the name of the other one. I think out of the two of them, I do think Bullet Head would have been the funnest to have had a set of. Bullet Head's my favorite, but RGs makes sense because Grogu hops on the inside. Grogu makes it his mech for a second. So we'll start off with the one we've just built, which is RG's here, which the set was pretty good, especially having built it without instructions. This is our smaller version of RG's, built from the set, but also built like not the same as the set. So built with the remainder of the parts from Bullet Head, who was the droid we built first. It does stand up, and more impressively, it stands up on my hand, which I thought for sure it wouldn't be able to do. So there we go. Quick little 360. We got some details on the arm. I'm impressed with how much we added because I neglected these legs. Or on the outside. Suppose we went with more detail internally to try and get the legs smaller than they already are. But I'm happy. I think the torso could have been thicker. We're missing the back. Like there's an entire back section missing. There's no parts to build the back. Again, this is what we got left off with. There is enough to build a back, but not a lot to build the back. Like if I was to, outside of this challenge, if I was to build a back, I'm thinking, how do we even go about connecting a back to this? We need something that will pop on. Saying that, we had something like this. What would we need? We'd need, oh no, that wouldn't work. We'd need two of these. No, I don't even think there are enough pieces to secure something back there. Okay, that would be an awkward one. What we could do is run this in, have this in the back to support Grogu, and then build off the top of that. We've got a 4, we've got like a jumper, we get an ingot running up that. We get some wires around the outside that would support the edge. We've also got the chance to add some slopes onto the top, some separate shoulder pieces. And then there's another, we could get more ingots around the side. Maybe this grill goes on the top. And we add, because we couldn't add anything onto the side, we could add some door rails. If we've got a matching pair, which I don't think we do. We do. We ran right down to the last few pieces there, especially going towards the end. So I'd build something like that that would connect to the back, and that'd be the back of this droid. But I don't think it makes it look any better. If anything, it makes it look a bit weirder. Yeah, not always a bad thing, but it doesn't really add much to this build. And for Grogu, it's not going to help Grogu stay in. Unless we turn Grogu... I never thought of this. What if we turn Grogu on the side? And then, no, because Grogu's head still... Even if Grogu's looking inwards, I don't think we can fit Grogu in this build. Grogu is just... Maybe it's better we left it open back. If we left it open back like this, Grogu can at least hop in. And we've always got the option to add that later. But get these parts out of here. We don't need any of these. These are the spare pieces from the set. These are the 2 droids that we built. We'll take a closer look at Bullet Head in just a second. Bought a huge old bin of Lego full of random parts and ended up having Anakin Snowspeeder. Awesome. The one with like Talatech. What was the name? What was the name of that? What was the name of the creature in that? Really good set though. I wish that Lego had that creature, but with the friends, or like the helmet hole right in the middle of the head. So you can add the fin to it, or you can take it away for the cantina. Might have to make one of those. Surprised owning the Master Builder's Cantina that I haven't already made so many customs. I think it's because a lot of the colors for the characters I'd want to make just so hard to get. So you've seen RG's, which is this guy. Now it's time for Bullet Head, which is the companion. And again, this is built using that £45 set from Lego. It looks good. It looks good until you realize that that ski is meant to be a staff. Another piece we neglected when we were building this, but let's bring up an image so that you've got a comparison. I actually like the way the head is built. For this Scout, yes, there are better pieces. That table from the Yavin 4 set, or the engine from an X-Wing, any of those elements would work well around the head. But I think then you'd have to build the droid the same Scout as the larger pieces. If anything, this should be a jumper with a 1x1, red 1x1 with a hole in the middle, and then just a simple cone on top, or one of the fancier cones that Lego's released recently. Quite like how plain the legs are. We do still have shield elements on them, but the legs look very similar to the other one, and I wish we used the green pieces for the feet. I can't believe we didn't think of that, and instead used 1x1s, which we needed last minute. There's a better look. Take a look at that. Thank you. Shame we never got Obi-Wan, Captain Rex, and the 501st in snow gear. Yeah, the good thing is though, a lot of their snow gear, a lot of the like Anakin snow gear was blue, of course. Similar to the old Han Solo. You've probably seen my custom Ahsoka Series 2 minifigure video. But Obi-Wan, maybe that was a blue Parker as well. Rex and the 501st would have been insane. That would have been an awesome battle pack to get Rex and like 3 501st. Or Rex... See, would you want Rex in a battle pack? Maybe add Rex to the Anakin Snowspeeder and have maybe a second speeder or something in that. I don't like repeating ships though in a set. Maybe just add Rex and up it like £5, £10. I don't know how much that set was. Make it a £25 set, and then get 2 501st and 2 of the beasts. Star Wars call them beasts. I don't like that word. The 2 of the beasts in. Well, beasts is typically bigger creatures, but aliens. 2 of the aliens. I remember I bought it for $25. Sweet. Towels. Thank you, Snow. Yes. TALZ. Towels. That's the one. So I think this was a success, building both of these droids. But now we've built both of these droids and we got the door. Do I still have the door? I might still have the door down here. Oh, look at this. I still have the door that we built, even though it's not built the exact same way that Lego had it built, and I don't have the printed piece for the front, but it's still built pretty well. What was the big difference? There was a door rail in the top, and I think that was like one of the only things. So let me grab a door rail, whack in the top. Oh, it's got to be dark bluish grey. I think Lego went with a light bluish grey door rail, and it's sticks out a little bit more. So dark bluish grey door rail will stop the doors from folding in. There you go. Now it doesn't fold in. And it's not noticeable when you open the door unless you're looking top down. But there's the door. There's the droids. What do you think in terms of scale? I still think they're a little too big. Like this is the short one. I feel like the short one's about the height of the door, and then this one might be a little bigger, but it's not really that much bigger. It's definitely more of a playset scale. Looking at a bunch of these, but now we need a we need a twins, don't we? Embo comes in the set, and we've already got a few droids through the Anzelin speeder, I want to say, and we've made our own customs. We need the twins, and we need maybe somewhere to hang Rotter. That would be crazy, redoing that scene. I'm happy with how this looks, and this is buildable. Now, is this buildable from the same set? That's a good question. We haven't used this. We haven't used this. We haven't used any of these two elements. Did we end up using? We ended up using one of these exterior pieces. So we'd have to take one of them off, and we've still got three. Still got three on the rest of it. All right, I'm going to take one off this side. Maybe it's a bit more worn down. What do we have? We have these corners. All right, there we go. It's not a perfect circle. I'm going to put, I guess I can take all of these away. Like those down. These joints. Now we do have these bricks still. Do we have the joints? Oh, look at that. We accidentally kept the door joints. So the door joints, again, they can stay. 2x2s, that's going to be our weakness. This top, 2x6, yes. This slope on top, yes. The cheese slope, yes. The bricks, yes. I don't even think I got all those bricks out. All these slopes on the side, we did use 4 feet. So we're not going to have any of those. Let's see what the door would look like if we had the rest. And 2x2s, we don't have many 2x2s. We do have these corners, and we do have the 2 1x1 red element. Oh, look, I've got another stud. The studs are coming out my ears now. They didn't want to come out a second ago. Now I can't get rid of them. Well, I'm not complaining. It might sound like I am, but I'm definitely not complaining. Any 1x2s? Yeah, we got 2 1x2s. So we've got these. What elements don't we have? We don't have the 2. Oh, we do. We do have a 2x2, but only one, do we? Only one 2x2. We do have the, or whatever we put on the top, this element. So that's cool. We don't have these on either side. We might be able to make this work. What else do we have? We've got another cheese slope. Yeah, that's in my hand. We are missing 2 bricks. That might be a little costly because we've got a snot brick and we've got a 1x1. Oh, we've got 2 snot bricks. There you go. 2 snot bricks to replace these bricks. These greys are corners already. Oh, and 2x3s at the bottom in tan. We've used the tan ones, so we're going to have to replace those with black. Or, oh, we've got a yellow one and we've got a grey one. Ah, let's whack the grey. Let's whack the yellow and the grey one down here. Wait, that's pretty cool. And everything else, I think we managed to keep with the door. That was completely accidental, but worked out perfectly. Wait, did I? No, you're going there. You're the one that we've got. 2 that we've got. We've got 1 of these as well. So that's a grey slope. It goes to show what you can build without taking too much away from the set. A load of like greens, so we can mossy it up. We've got All right, I'll keep the twos at the bottom, I think. And then you go there. And we can set the door up. You have to be replaced with snot bricks, which makes for some fancy banners that we can create on the inside, which I don't remember seeing in the movie, but just because we didn't see them doesn't mean that they're not there. It's the sort of things that Hutt would have, don't you think? Something to show off. Oh, do you need to be taller? Do you need to be a little bit taller? Or do you need to be taller on that? That's what I think. I think we get some plates there so that the slope, building off camera again, lines up. We have something like that. The sides, I don't know. We've got some cheeses which we could use. We really don't have all that much more to add to this. Oh, I didn't add the shoulder pieces, the armor I wanted to either. But there were no clips. We ran out of clips and that was our downfall there. We got some green, we got some red. We got some ingots as well. Fancy a few of those on the banners perhaps. Making it real fancy. And the mold mark is always on the outside. So there's some banners on the inside. Maybe that's stonework. I'm not too sure. Not a 4x6. We could have added a little scene on the inside. Oh, now we're talking. And then we got some more 1x2s, but still nothing to go over the side. What other pieces did I not get out that we could have added to this build? Not a lot of slopes. There's some inverted slopes. There's some slopes that we added to the bottom. We added those. We could have got the 1x4. We never went to get the 1x4. But there really isn't much else we could add to this build. There's, yep, some slopes that we've had in this. A lot of the slope bricks we do have in this. I just haven't counted them. So I think that's everything we could have added. We used all of our, we didn't use those yellow, I mean green, dark green slopes, but I don't think that can be added to something like this, can it? It could be if we had like a few bricks to go underneath it. Or what we could do at the front. What does that look like? We could just go straight up from there. Yeah, it would be nice to have something to go off to the side. I just don't think we're going to get that done with the pieces we have left. So I think we're going to leave that there. Maybe a cheese slope either side would give it better than nothing. So a big grey blob one side and then a grey and green blob the other side. Grey and green or grey and red? Got to be grey and green. We'll round off this build and there we have the door with a little scene on the interior. And that does look really impressive. That looks good. And uses all the pieces from the set. I'm not sure I like this bit of the scene. This seems a little bit extra. We'll kick that to the side. And there we have our door with the banners celebrating the Hutts. I'd build for these two droids. So when you look at the set for 45 quid, it does seem a lot. But now 45 quid gets you this. This is 45 quid. This would have been better. I think this with Embo, and it would have been a tempting day one. I think I said that already. I'm pretty sure when the set came out, I said that if we got both the droids with it and we got Embo, that would be an easy pickup. But we didn't, so I didn't, and it's not. But for a side-by-side comparison, oh no, I've revealed my pile of parts. Oh no, the mess I've made. I'll tell you what I could do. But there we go. That gets rid of the parts, at least for the most part. There we are. So, £45. I know which one I'm picking. Let me know down in the comments because this stream is about to end, which one you prefer and your favorite part of this stream. Do you have a favorite droid? Is it Argy's? Is it Bullet Head? And do you remember those names? Because I'm struggling to do it. We're missing Bullet Head. That is all for today. Thank you so much. It was so fun building these in just 1 hour. And the fact that we get this as a side build is just an added bonus. The fact we didn't use any of these parts and they are still all over there. We could build a second door. Don't know if we'd want anything else with that, but I do want to get around to building the Hutts. And that brings us to the next streams. Tomorrow, we're going to have a little breakdown live, a little parting out, unbuilding last month's builds, shall we say. And then I want to build Rotter. I want to brick build Rotter on Thursday. So I don't think I have enough parts for it to look perfect, but that's going to look even better. Dark green on the outside, light tan on the belly, and we'll see what we can get it to look like. So stay tuned for those streams. And then channel members on Friday, we're finishing Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxies. I hope we finish it because, yeah, I want to get onto Matanui too. But Saturday, there won't be a stream this week. I just want to let you know. Saturday, Sunday, no stream this week. And then next Saturday, we should be starting our September build with the boost bricks. That gives me time to play around with R2-D2, who is up there. Sat very patiently waiting for that video, and thank you all so much for hanging. You're welcome, Moonshoes. Thanks for hanging, and until tomorrow, may the bricks be with you always.